Etc. podcast. I am your host, Wumbo.
And I'm Colin, who's officially not late, even though I thought I was going to be.
And we also have a special guest here. Introduce yourself, guest.
My name is MilesEricPrower, friend of Wumbo and Nestal, Mr. Businessman. Very happy to be here.
We're very happy to have you, Miles. This is going to be awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Obviously, if you guys want to be a guest on here, I posted something on Twitter the other day saying, hey, if you want to be a guest, but yeah, message us or anything if you want to be a guest on the show.
Or you can do what I did, just crawl over to Wumbo's house with money, say, please hire me, I need money for food and shelter.
Which is funny, because as far as I know, we're not paying you to be on this show, so...
No, of course not.
No, I pay them. I pay you guys.
You pay... oh my god, Wumbo, where's my cut? Wumbo, why am I not getting
cut?
paid for Miles?
What cut?
Wumbo spent it all at Baskin-Robbins, that's what happened.
Well, you're right about that.
Just waiting on that check.
You know, the other day, I get my school, they had this blood drive thing, and I actually gave blood to, people.
Sure.
And, I'm trying to pull out the, chat for a second, because I accidentally closed it.
It happens.
Okay. Let's pop that out. And they gave me a coupon for Baskin-Robbins. Actually, it said a pint for a pint. So a free pint of ice cream.
That sounds like alcohol.
Yeah.
Pint for a pint? Like, pint to your vodka for a pint to my bourbon, my good sir.
A pint of blood for, yeah.
Oh, that too. Yeah, you could donate blood for alcohol. I'm pretty sure that's like a lose-lose scenario, though.
That is a lose. No, I donate blood for ice cream.
That might be worse.
I don't know.
I'm fine with ice cream. I'm sort of indifferent towards ice cream, but I certainly wouldn't give my blood for it.
Really? I mean, I didn't even know I was going to get free ice cream anyway, so...
That's true. That's a good point.
That's a plus for me.
Fair enough.
Blood actually hurt the people it was being donated to.
Right.
Alright, just full disclosure, Miles may be a little bit quieter than everyone because he's not using a microphone, but...
Not
really. I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Exactly, so... Sorry about that, I can't really do anything about it. Besides turn up the volume absurdly loud, which would be kind of annoying.
Yeah.
Alright, so... Alright. Let's get on to our first story of the night, which I pull out the docs page, pull out the webcap, and here we go. Alright, this one it's old news, but it's definitely valid, especially to your community, Nestal. FNAF World being pulled.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah, that is certainly a thing, and it's not a good thing.
No, well, it kind of is. Hang on,
it's a good thing that he's actually fixing some stuff, but
right, and it went up late this week because stuff. But we talked about this on Collabcast as well, and I have a lot of respect for this. Just because, we see cough cough Arkham Knight PC. Developers don't really take accountability for these things, or they try and weasel their way out of it. But I really appreciate someone going forward and saying, hey, I fucked up, I messed up, and I'm going to fix it, and as a result, you guys shouldn't have to pay for this.
Wait,
so
did he actually give money back?
Anyone who wants, no matter how much they've played, can get a full refund on this game.
I didn't know that.
And then also, when he re-releases it, it will be 100% free.
Oh, wow. I had no idea.
Yeah.
So
I think...
I was going to say it was a bad thing for people who bought it, but I was unaware of that.
No, and, you don't have to. I just, out of respect for Scott, he can keep my money, I'm keeping my game. I'm still playing it. I'm still having a lot of fun with it. I don't think it's a bad game at all, frankly. I do think most of the criticisms that people have for it are valid. But I'm still loving it, and most of that's because it's a really, really brightly colored version of Pokemon. But, I have a ton of respect for him coming forward and doing this. It's not a good business move at all, but he's earned a lot of respect in my eyes. So.
Yeah.
If I can say something about the game, I hear one of the complaints is that there's no, description to it. I feel that's I don't know, I feel like it's kind of invalid. That point people say, because if they're comparing it to Pokemon,
Right.
When you choose a move, there's no description. It's just like use the move, and if you don't know what the move does, well...
Yeah, that's one of the things he's going to fix. I heard in the original version there was no description for moves, and in a later version of FNAF World version 1, I guess that's what you could call it,
even though he pulled it, people that still have it in their library have the most patched version. And the most patched version, there are move descriptions now. Okay. Going back to the Pokemon example, they're not immediately apparent, but you can also check your summary at any time, and you can have move descriptions in there. Pokemon does have it. You have to dig a tiny bit deeper, but whatever.
Well, I mean, when I first started playing Gen 1 Pokemon, I obviously knew what Bubble Beam was, because, obviously it's a water move.
It's Flamethrower for water.
And Flamethrower for what?
I just said Bubble Beam is a Flamethrower for water types.
I was about to say Flamethrower for water types. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Slowking can learn Flamethrower, Wombo.
I didn't know that. Whatever.
Also Slowbro. Yeah, also Gyarados. Also Octillery. I can keep going.
I know... shut up.
I'm just kidding. You guys didn't know me when I was, really into Pokemon, an unhealthy amount.
I know Pikachu can learn how to surf in a very weird way.
I had a surfing Raichu. It was this whole thing.
Really? Awesome. You actually went out of your way to do that?
So, the way I got it, there were a few ways, but in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, they released the Pokewalker. And that's basically a pedometer you transfer your Pokemon from your game to, and then you walk around and you level them up there. But anyway, there was an event of a course you could download on your Pokewalker called Yellow Forest, and if you took 20,000 real-life steps in one day, you had a 1% chance of finding a Pikachu that knew Surf.
A 1%? Oh my
1% chance, and that's not of catching it, that's of encountering it. From there, you had maybe a 5% chance of catching it.
Oh, God.
And in my town, they do this event every year called Bloomsday. It's a 7.5-mile marathon. So I went to that with my Pokewalker, got this Pikachu, transferred it back to my game, leveled it up into a Raichu, and I had a level 64 Raichu that knew Iron Tail, Dig, Thunderbolt, and Surf.
Awesome. That is awesome, because I've heard there's one way to do it where you have to be every single match in Pokemon Stadium, if I do believe, Stadium 1 or 2. So... Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a running joke at this point, the whole surfing Pikachu thing. But yeah, typically every generation they give you one way to do it somehow.
Okay.
So where is it now?
I don't know. Truth be told, we're in Generation 6 now. I binged Alpha Sapphire like you would not believe. I put hundreds. I think I was at I don't even know. 400 hours in 1 month. Something completely ungodly. Something completely ungodly. The month after it came out, I put so many hours into it, and then I was just I have to stop. I have to physically stop. And so I sold off all my stuff. Yeah, really. But I haven't really looked at Pokemon since late 2014. So.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't really looked in Pokemon for a very long time now. I haven't played X or Y or Alpha or Alpha Sapphire or Omega Ruby. Or if they're ever going to make something for Emerald.
Got Emerald, yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, DLC for the exclusive Pokemon that are on there, or the legendary Pokemon that are on there.
Please, no DLC. I don't want to even hear the word DLC.
For Pokemon?
Well, I mean, Nintendo's typically good for DLC. I mean, just look at, obviously Smash is one of the best examples. Mario Kart 8.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Okay. I have a problem. Think that those are two different examples, because with Smash Brothers, I felt like the game was complete the day, when it came out, I heard Mewtwo was coming. I was like, you know what? New character, this is one DLC, maybe 1 or 2 DLCs, I'm fine with it, right?
Oh, but there's a lot more.
There's a lot more, and I was very annoyed by that, because it's wait a minute. They just keep doing it over and over again, and there's no season pass or anything.
Well, it's not just season pass, but how much is the character? $3, $4?
But then you want to get on both versions, and it costs more.
$5. It's not that bad compared to
each character,
I don't know, 5 maps.
For each character, it accumulates because there's Lucas, there's Ryu, Roy, and it just keeps going and going and going. And
Goku. Wait a minute.
And no, I'm not a Nintendo guy at all. But is there any sort of a season pass where you can get $30 for everything?
I wish there was, but there isn't currently right now. Probably, like,
and then,
after all the DLC will be over with, there'll be, like, a special bundle or whatever, which would make sense, right?
Like Smash Game of the Year, or Smash Super Edition, or whatever.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, Miles.
I don't know, you can go ahead. I'll finish the sentence after.
Yeah, I'm just like, is that worth it? Like, I don't know any game I'd pay $5 for another character to play as. Like, I just can't think of anything.
No, I wouldn't say so because, remember, there's two versions, the 3DS and Wii U version. For maybe, like, $5 for a character, I mean, a lot of games will just give you I'll give you an example. Naruto Storm Revolution's coming out soon.
Sure.
Very excited. Hey, let me finish this. And with that game, there's a season pass. I think it's like only $20, but it's not like they're only going to give us 4 characters. As far as I know, they're just going to give you a lot. They're going to give you a lot more characters. Right. And with another example that is Nintendo, with Mario Kart 8. The reason I love Mario Kart 8 was the game felt finished. The game by itself was fantastic, and when they gave us the 2, I'm going to call them expansions, not DLC, because it felt like it expanded the game a bit more. And every single DLC for it, or expansion, wasn't, it didn't feel like it was a small thing. Like, it was huge packages. It was like 3 new racers, more carts, more customizables, 8 new tracks per package, and to get both packages, $15 total, and that's 16 tracks. That's 6 characters, a whole bunch of cards, a whole bunch of...
Jeez.
Right.
Yeah.
Only $15.
Oh, wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that is really awesome. We'll probably talk about more DLC in a later episode, because,
I feel like DLC could be its own episode.
Yeah, it can be our own episode, so maybe we should save, all our thoughts on DLC. I know later episode. I'm sorry.
Just as a no, you're fine. No, you're fine. As a quick, just ending to that, Miles, how much did you say that all was for Mario Kart?
$15, I think.
Mario Kart 15. Both expansions, $15 total.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Alright. Sorry for that total freaking... Oh, whatever. It's not that big of a deal.
They're informed and now they know.
Now you know.
And knowing is half the battle.
What's the other half of the battle, Wumbo?
I don't... Fighting.
That's a good point. That's a really good point.
Apparently, I noticed in the Twitch off screen, we cut out for like a minute.
Did
so
we?
It's not that big of a deal. So
I'm not seeing anyone in the chat, so this might just be 3 cool guys talking tonight, which is totally okay.
All right, that's not that bad. I'm gonna pay attention to Twitch going off, just in case,
Sounds good. I'll sit here and look pretty like I always do.
Well, you said you were in your PJs, man.
I am, but you can still look pretty in your PJs.
Yeah, that's true.
If you dig way back through my Twitter, you'll find a lovely photo with me just having perfect hair of me showing my Batman pajamas to the webcam.
Oh, I remember that photo.
That was quite a while ago, but I looked okay.
It was quite a while ago. Alright, I'm going to move on to the next story, which is new Ghostbuster game coming to the PS4 and Xbox One. In response...
Sorry.
So this is supposed to be like a license. Hopefully it's better than, like, shitty license games.
Right.
That's only, let's actually have effort in this game instead of like a shitty movie license game.
Mm-hmm.
And, anybody excited for this movie at all?
I like Ghostbusters. I don't love Ghostbusters, but I like Ghostbusters. I'd just as soon not do it, not because it's girls, but I don't think you need to reboot Ghostbusters. I think it's fine as it is.
They need more money. More money.
Yeah, but it's like
more
just
money.
Don't, right, but just like don't do it. Just leave it. Those movies are sacred.
I understand.
And again, like I don't have anything against the all-female cast. I'll go see it. But I wouldn't say I'm excited for this. I'd rather they just didn't do it. Even if it was all the original guys coming back, I'd still rather they didn't do it. Because, like
isn't really possible anymore, but...
Right, but I mean, like, Ghostbusters was a product of the 80s, and I think Ghostbusters can only really succeed because of when it came out, so just leave it in the 80s,
Yeah, I mean, in Ghostbusters 2, they control the Statue of Liberty with an NES controller.
Right.
That's how 80s it is.
You can't do that now. If you do that in 2016, people are going to call your movie cheesy and over the top and lame, you know? It's like...
Well, I mean, hopefully some of the people who are watching this will be in the mindset like, oh, this is a reboot, and they're probably going to make a bunch of jabs to, you know, the original, and be extremely cheesy.
It's the nostalgia of it. It's looking at it through rose-colored glasses.
It's that, too.
Yeah, but, I don't know. I'm worried this isn't going to appeal to new people.
I don't really know if I'm excited for this or not. I mean, if I'm with full female cast, I don't really see how much big of a difference it could be, you know?
Yeah, like, take these 4 talented actresses and put them in a new movie about something new, you know?
They fight trolls, I don't know.
Trolls, and it's called Trollbusters, yeah.
Troll 3. No,
Wumbo
wait.
just wrote whoops, source subject.
Wrong movie.
Yeah, but no, it's like...
Troll 2.
That's my point, Wumbo, right? Is like, just do something new.
Yeah.
So.
And for the fact that this is being made into a game, obviously this is going to be more of a hopefully it'll be decent. Have you played the Ghostbusters game that came out in 2010 or whatever?
No, I haven't. Is that the arcade one?
Not the arcade one, but the it was like
the Xbox Live arcade one.
It wasn't an Xbox Live. That game sucks ass.
No. Whoops.
I know that because of Angry Joe, but
it's the Activision on there.
Hey-o, Activision Joe.
Ghostbusters, a video game. See right here. It's a pretty decent game, and it has the original voice cast, I do believe. So
that's cool.
Yeah, so they actually put effort into that instead of basing it off of a movie. Which, by the way, basing movie licensed games aren't always bad, but they have a terrible track record of being bad.
I played Over the Hedge for the GBA, and I'll tell you what, that was a good game.
That was.
Really? I played that game on the PS2, and that game sucked.
Oh my god, what was the PS2 version like?
It was just a bunch of shitty mini games of some pretty mundane platforming.
Dude, the GBA, you had to get all this candy to get these statues that make getting candy easier, and it was just this never-ending cycle. It was so much fun.
Okay.
Bad game, but I had fun playing it.
Oh, great. Again, we'll probably go into a topic of licensed games, like what's our favorite and what's our worst, in another episode, too. See, we're pretty much writing ideas for topics, because for some reason I kind of had, like, a mind for it, or I couldn't think of topics this week, so... You
know what my favorite licensed game of all time is, Wumbo?
Uh-oh.
What is it?
Superman for the N64.
No. I actually own a copy. I own a copy of that.
You did a review on it, didn't you?
I was going to make a review on it, but then I was going to make it for Halloween, and turns out, I was still editing it in mid-November, so I basically said screw it and scrapped it.
Why is the draw distance 2 feet and there's purple mist everywhere? Oh, well, Lex Luthor programmed the bugs into the game, didn't you know?
Again, I will speak a lot about that game in a later episode once we hit like a landmark episode or whatever, like episode 10 or episode 50 or whatever.
Can we just pause for a second?
Yes.
Oh, sorry, go ahead, Miles.
Oh, if you're going to do that, I can choose Sonic 06, he can choose Superman 64, and if you want, you can choose Big Rigs.
Big Rigs.
Don't spoil that. Because I'm not even going to say that out loud.
There's plenty of bad games.
This is episode 5, right, Wumbo?
Yes, episode 5.
Can you believe we've been doing this for 5 weeks?
Yeah, I know. Well, technically 6 weeks because we did a test episode, but...
Oh, you're right, yeah. We did do a test episode. That's crazy.
Which, by the way, if you guys want to see the previous episodes, go on my YouTube channel, iWumbo223, and, you can see the previous episodes and enjoy. Last week's episode was I unfortunately had to use iMovie to edit it because Adobe Premiere was having a lot of problems.
So what's your YouTube? Because it's not showing up.
iWumbo223.
But okay, I gotcha.
Has the same thumbnail as my Twitch. Or not my
well, no, I know that, but I tried to link directly to it, but it wasn't working. So I'm improvising.
Thank you. Thanks.
Hi, my name is iWumbo223, and I'm a heroin addict. Actually, no, he's not.
That's like
as far as I know, he's not actually a heroin addict. So.
Or you know.
As far as you know, man.
That's true. Okay, there we go. You officially have a link in their chat, which I'm pretty sure there's no one in, but that's okay.
No, there's some. I see someone. Torres Gus. I can't even pronounce that.
Torgus MG. My name is Nostalginator.
Hello, Torgus.
Hi, Torgus. My name's Nostalginator. I'm streaming with the two loveliest gentlemen I know, and that is my dear friend Wumbo and my dear friend Miles, and we're talking about games, but mostly about Ghostbusters.
Yeah, are we still live? I'm gonna be.
We're live.
Yeah, we're. Yeah. Okay, because last week we had so many cutouts. It was,
Yeah, I honestly didn't mind because it was edited to a point where I was just like, I'm hearing this as a podcast, as it should be, as I was playing video games, and I was listening to it. And it was.
Yeah, and then having random cuts in between, like, It
wasn't that bad.
And then for some reason, the last 5 minutes of the podcast didn't register on Twitch. I don't understand why, but.
That's strange.
Yeah, I know, it was very strange.
Wumbo, I want to give you a tiny bit of shit for a second, if that's okay.
Oh, by all means, man. Constructive criticism.
I'm on your YouTube right now, and you have one collaborator, and that's Next to Nothing Productions, which I'm not mistaken is your other channel.
Yes, that is me.
Okay, I'm just making sure I understood that right. That's okay. I was just
Even
making sure.
Boomer Reviews.
And I haven't really made... Boomer Reviews is dead.
Long live Boomer Reviews.
Once I started, to some of my other friends at school, they were saying, oh, you're going to be making a podcast. Oh, why don't you make Boomer Reviews come back?
You should. That'd be awesome.
I don't know.
Never give up on it.
Boomer 2, this time it's personal.
This time it's personal.
Bwomp, bwomp, bwomp.
Bwomp, bwomp, bwomp.
I supported that child.
Hey, do you guys remember when we used to talk about video games?
Yeah,
I'm waiting till that next link is clicked.
Yeah, the next link is clicked now. 8 years later, Team Fortress 2 is close to adding competitive matchmaking.
Oh my god.
Wow.
So, do either of you guys play TF2?
I haven't played TF2 in a very long time, but yes, I've played it. It took them this long. And granted, I understand why... They could have added it way earlier, but I understand why it wasn't added in the beginning, but still.
Right. So, oh my god, sophomore year, when, yeah, I want to say sophomore year, there's this kid in my gym class who was, like, really, 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 really into TF2. And, like, had logged over 1,000 hours, and this is all I did with his life and all this stuff. And,
This was before it was free?
I don't know. When did it go free to play?
I don't know.
I don't remember paying for it, so I think it was after. Anyway, he got me into TF2 for a little bit, so I'd come home and I'd play about 2 hours a night, and this was for quite a while. And by that I mean I missed every other night because I don't have more than, I think, 100 games. Like, I don't think I have more than 100 hours in the game. But regardless, I played TF2 quite a bit back in the day, and I almost thought about getting back into it when I saw this. But I'm not going to because my Wi-Fi sucks. But no, this is kind of exciting. I think this is really cool. So.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So, reinform me if I'm correct on the definition of competitive matchmaking, but it's adding characters that are in the same skill group as you, if I'm correct. So you won't repeatedly get your ass kicked by this OP character, or OP person playing, right?
I mean, in theory, that's what matchmaking is supposed to do. I'm reading this article right now.
Valve has taken a step towards introducing a long-rumored competitive matchmaking mode for TF2, which comes as more 8 years since the game's released. The company has launched a new Steam group to share this news about the upcoming beta to gather a list of people to invite to do it. If you're interested in testing out the free-to-play games formerly into matchmaking, you can join the group here. Okay, and they also have a Reddit group, too.
I mean, that would make sense, right? Like, you're placing a tier based on your KD ratio and then your win-loss ratio. And you're fighting people within your tier, and you can level up and maybe get items and things like that. That would make sense to do.
It would make sense. Although, would it mess up item, like the marketplace and item areas too, or no?
I don't think it would. You'd have to make sure everyone keeps their current items, and then from there, don't change the current drop system. Just add weapons and items for when you level up from a tier or when you get a certain amount of points or whatever.
Okay.
So long as you added to the current system instead of changed it, I think it would be fine.
Okay. I haven't played TF2 in a very long time. In fact, I think the last time I played it was when you were streaming it with a bunch of people.
That was awesome. We had a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun. I wish we could do that again.
Yeah.
Although I do suck ass at TF2, so...
So my thing is, I typically do really well the first 20 minutes I'm playing, and then it always goes way downhill from there.
Who do you play as, typically?
So if I'm feeling lazy, which usually I am, I play as the heavy. And I've also been known from time to time to play as the medic and the sniper.
No spy.
Nah, I'm not really a spy guy.
Okay. I played a little bit of spy, but that's about it.
What did you say a second ago, Miles?
I cannot play that game for the life of me.
Really?
Does your computer suck?
I have said time and time again, like on, especially about CSGO.
Sure.
PC gaming, I cannot do it. It is hard for me.
So what's your console that you use?
PC.
Do you have a Xbox or a PS4 or anything?
I know he has an Xbox.
I have an Xbox One, but I'm playing on PC.
Can you just take your Xbox One controller and plug it in and play that way?
Well, I can do that, but here's the deal. There is no point to doing that because people on PC are so unbelievably good that it's pointless.
Yeah, I mean, and that's...
Wait, this is just gaming on PC in general, or just TF2 or in CSGO?
Mostly CSGO. Like, I tried doing it on Team Fortress 2, but on Team Fortress 2, it was way too complicated for me, I guess. Like, there's so many classes. But with CSGO, I felt like it was easier for me, but harder to play.
What class are you playing in TF2?
I think it's Scout.
Oh, that explains a lot.
I would recommend starting as either Pyro or Heavy.
Pyro's really good. I like playing Pyro. Playing Pyro.
Those are very simple classes. They're very easy to start off as. For the most part, all the classes are balanced, but there are some classes you're going to have more potential with, but that also take more skill to play. So I'd recommend starting with Pyro or Heavy just because they're very, very simple. They're very straightforward, and you can do pretty well while having almost no skill. So I'd recommend starting there.
What was I going to say? Lost track of time. I'm not lost track of time. Lost my train of thought. I actually haven't added you in Steam, Miles.
Oh.
Yeah, I haven't. I didn't even know you had a Steam.
Come on, Wumbo, get it together, buddy. No,
Wumbo223.
Okay, hold on. Let me open up Steam real quick.
I closed Steam just for the sake of Wi-Fi consumption.
Add friend Wumbo223.
Wumbo223.
I know him.
He's that guy.
He is that guy.
Who's that guy?
It's Wumbo! So a long time ago, Trios posted a dog on my Steam profile, and the dog kind of looks like, how do I say this? A certain organ of the male counterpart. Right. And I can never tell if it was intentional or not.
Well, they do call it a wiener dog for a perfectly good reason.
So here's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to try and copy and paste it into...
And I could screen cap this, so...
Into Skype, and we're going to see if this works. No, it did not work at all. It did not remotely work.
Fuck!
It did not transfer over.
I could kind of see that there's balls, but...
So, I'll just screen cap it. Hang on. Dog. This has nothing to do with anything.
I don't care.
All the people in the chat, I'm sure, are very, very mad about what I'm doing right now. So.
As long... Really, though, this is just us messing around on a podcast. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Okay, what the fuck?
So I'm really not sure
what
to make of that.
Give me a second. Let me take that down. Let me take the chat down for a sec, and screen cap. Okay, so now you're seeing my screen, and now you're seeing what this thing.
So it could be a dog.
But the balls, man.
Yeah. There's something going on there.
There's a shaft and there's balls, so...
Yeah.
It's a wiener dog.
Anyway, that's been on my Steam profile for literally forever. But every time I go check out my Steam profile, I'm like, that's still a thing, isn't it?
But yes, it is.
Anyway,
alright,
that's
I'm moving on.
That's probably
EA
a good
is
call.
hoping to regain PC gamers' trust.
Ha!
Good luck.
On behalf of all the PC gamers, EA, I will kind
Origin.
of say, go fuck yourself. Whoops.
A lot of people hate Origin.
Origin is bad. It's like bad. It's really
a friend of mine, whenever he buys a game from Origin, he goes into the game's code and takes out activation from Origin, so he doesn't have to go through that shit, and it works perfectly fine.
I hate Origin. Like, Dead Space is probably the game I hate more than any game ever.
Really? Why?
Yeah,
Why do you hate Dead Space? Why do you hate Dead Space?
We don't have enough time to talk about this one, Bo. That's an hour and a half right there. But
I guess we go on most hated games as a topic, but like, brief summary, why do you hate Dead Space?
If you go to youtube.com/nostalginator, there's like a 25-part Dead Space Let's Play, and I don't think there's a single episode of that where I didn't just erupt into vehement rage at just what I was having to play. Here's my thing. I come from the horror school of Hard Knocks with Slender and Silent Hill and Amnesia and, as I like to call them, the good horror games. And then I played... Resident Evil's fine. I was never like an RE guy, but it's totally fine.
Anyway.
And then I went to Dead Space, which is quote-unquote the best horror game of last generation. And it wasn't scary at all, and I didn't connect with the characters at all, and the graphics were subpar on my high-end gaming PC, and it was like, hey, things jump out at you, shoot the things, this is scary, right? No, it is not. I was not scared at one point in that game. I hated everything about it. There was no attachment to the characters, or the story at all. When it finally ended, I was like, thank fucking Christ, I don't have to touch this thing again. Like, I hated everything about that game. There was not a single redeeming quality.
That's wonderful. Yeah.
I hate
I played it. I don't really remember playing much of it, but I was kind of scared about, all the jump scares and shit.
Right.
But that's about it.
Well, and like a long, long time ago, before pretty much anything I'm doing now, I was going to be a horror Let's Player on YouTube. That was all I was going to do.
I'm going to play Amnesia. Who's this cutie pie?
Well, it's like I've beaten probably any Slender game you can name, including all the weird, obscure fan-made ones. And like I've played all the Amnesia's custom, not all the custom stories, but most of the well-known custom stories and all that stuff. I had like been around the block with horror before I touched Dead Space, so all of that looked so tame to me. I was like, I can't even believe anyone calls this horror. This is a travesty.
Maybe because Dead Space is on console and it's grabbing more attention to Slender or Amnesia, which at the time was only on PC.
Yeah, it's just I could not find a single thing to like about that game, and I feel like I'm very good at looking at games objectively. Often, if I don't like a game, I can usually tell why most people would like it, and I just say, well, this isn't for me, and that's totally fine. But I passionately, adamantly, and actively hate Dead Space. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Going back on Origin, fuck the thing, ruined many great games. Let me think, Diablo? Oh, wait, no.
Oh, yeah, that's another reason I hate Dead Space. That's another reason I hate Dead Space, is because I had to play it with Origin.
Which, I've never used it. I don't want to use it. I've heard a lot of horror stories with it. SimCity is probably one of the best examples of why you should not use Origin. Because you have to have that account to even play it. Although there's an offline mode now, still.
That's cool.
With Dragon Age and Dragon Age Inquisition, the same friend of mine pretty much cut out it. Here's the thing. Dragon Age Inquisition wasn't working on his computer because he was signed into Origin. So he went into the code to take out, signing into Origin, and it worked perfectly fine. Origin was fucking up the game.
That's
not
crazy.
the game itself.
Right.
And you can do the same thing with Steam, but at least Steam lets you go offline and play a game.
Also, Steam's, good, and Origin is not. It's like I own Mass Effect 1 on disc, Mass Effect 2 on Steam, and Mass Effect 3 on Origin. And I haven't played any of them. And eventually, when I go through Mass Effect and I actually play those games, I'm gonna have to touch Origin for Mass Effect 3, and I don't want to do it because it's really bad.
You could just buy it somewhere else if you want to.
I mean, I'd have to go. I think even the disc copy you need Origin to use.
I have a question.
What?
Yeah.
The hell? Well, is there like a copy of it on Steam?
No, I don't think so.
Fuck you, EA. Fuck you.
Wait, if I can intervene about this. Okay.
You bet. Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
This is just an idea.
Sure.
Yeah.
If we want to end the world if we want to end the war on drugs, could we do this? Hold on, hear me out. Make all drugs legal, even the ones that are harmful. However, you have to buy them all.
Let me intervene. What the hell does this have to do with anything?
Hang on, we'll let him finish. I'm sure it's all going to turn around.
But you have to buy it all through Origin.
Ooh, there we go. I think you just solved our drug problem.
You did solve my drug problem.
Well, and that's a whole other thing about like legalizing drugs, and that's probably not what this podcast is for. But
I don't want to.
That's a whole other discussion.
I don't want the NSA to check up on.
They're too busy watching www.apollovideos.com. So.
Dude, I still haven't seen. I only saw like the first 5 minutes of the newest episode of the Collabcast, and I noticed you did the exact same thing.
Yeah, we're starting every episode with that from here on out.
So. Smart move.
I like Ryan's pain.
What'd you say?
I like Ryan's pain when he ate all the chicken nuggets and he didn't like it.
Is it really good, Ryan? Is it really good?
So we had to have a talk about that, because like not like a bad talk, but like a, hey, if you do it once, you're the funny guy. If you do it twice, you're the messy eater guy. And he's kind of quickly becoming the messy eater guy. So we had to have a hey, if your shtick is eating like a barbarian in every single episode, you're quickly going to become the barbarian. That's what people are going to know you for.
Is this enough? Is this enough?
Yeah, exactly. So, in theory, we're recording his third episode tomorrow. He shouldn't eat as much like a fiend. We'll see.
And let me guess, the next episode that's coming out tomorrow is going to be you.
Yeah, we typically take turns. So tomorrow, I don't even remember the name of it, but I gave it a really high score. So it was very, very good.
Okay. Did you post anything? Did you post just the tip? On Friday?
Just the tip. So our whole week got fucked up for a ton of reasons. Just the tip is done editing. It will start uploading as soon as I finish what we're doing right now tonight.
Okay.
So it'll go up around, I don't know, 2 or 3 a.m., something like that.
Okay. So whose question was it this week? Foxy's, if I do believe?
Miles, it might be yours this week.
Ooh.
I don't remember. We're working our way. We have literally, I think, the rest of our season for just the tip planned out.
Well, that's good.
But the order we're doing it is kind of weird. So I want to say it's Miles, but I don't have the note cards in front of me right now.
All right.
You'll learn something.
All right.
Gonna learn today.
Kind of an okay transition from talking about YouTube stuff to. All right, I know this doesn't really have much to do with gaming, but I know this has a lot to do with YouTube and even gaming to an extent for gaming channels on YouTube. The Fine Bros. Little channel on YouTube. Used to have 14 million subscribers, now all the way down to. I don't even know how many they've lost, but they've lost so many people today.
So, Wumbo, catch me up on this, because I know that this is happening, but I don't actually know what's happening.
Okay, they launched if I do believe it's a website called React World. React World is a website where you can post your own React videos, similar to what what the Fine Bros do on YouTube. React videos, others React, teens React, YouTubers React, and children React.
Sure.
And they give you some tools, and posting it on YouTube or on that website, if I do believe. I'm not fully sure because I haven't used it, but and they want to trademark the word React. saying that if you make a video on YouTube that has the word react on it that has nothing to do with the Fine Bros, they could sue you.
So where do they stand in the process right now?
What do you mean by?
Have they tried to trademark it?
They've tried to trademark it, and they're still trying to trademark it now.
All right, well, what was it, 3-4 weeks ago we had that story about Sony trying to trademark Let's Play?
Yeah, and
that didn't go through?
That didn't go through, and they actually have to go through legal court now.
I guarantee you this will not pass. I'm calling it now.
Hopefully it won't pass, because there's other videos on YouTube that has the word react on it that have fucking nothing to do with the Fine Bros. And here's the thing, they're taking down videos of, people reacting to their videos.
Right.
Which, isn't that a little bit hypocritical?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, one of the best examples I can think of right now, because I saw his video, 8-Bit Eric posted a video saying, "Oh, I was making fun of the Fine Bros by doing a reaction video to their stuff," and he took the videos down worldwide off of YouTube.
Right. Which sounds strange to me, because I don't think they have clearance to do that yet.
God, no. And
so I'm curious how that actually happened, logistically.
I don't know. And plus, if they're doing that, then by all means, the people who should, they're reacting to, say, and I know this one exists, like teens react to Nirvana. Right. The record company should sue them for that, for using, and they put ads in the video too to make money. So, effectively making money off of other people's material.
I'm making a pledge right now, and you guys can listen to this and bear witness to it.
All right.
If this goes through successfully, and they trademark for exclusive video use of the term reacts, I will stream the entirety of Dead Space 2 in one sitting. That's my pledge. That's my pledge. I am so confident.
Let's hope this doesn't happen.
I am so confident this will not happen that I will stream the entirety of Dead Space 2 on twitch.tv/nostalginator if I'm wrong.
Hey, you gotta put reacting to Dead Space 2.
I do. And then I'll just name it Reacts. I won't even put Dead Space in the title. I'll upload it to YouTube as just Reacts.
Yeah, because, let me think. Mega64 did a wonderful video parodying this, and they called it, fuck, I forget the video name, but it had something to do. It had the word react in it, as it, joking around.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, Candy Crush trademarked the word saga, didn't they?
Candy.
No, they trademarked the word candy.
They tried it.
Sorry, go ahead, Miles. Sorry.
Oh, no, they tried to trademark the word candy.
And it didn't work, correct?
Yes, they did not work as far as I know. Because
there is no way this is going to pass.
Hopefully it doesn't pass. The video is called, from Mega64, Reactions to the Fine Bros, turn on my volume, React World announcement. Basically,
Here's my thing. Sony, which is a monolithic company, if they can't... Maybe monolithic isn't the right word. They're an enormous corporation.
That's a better term for it. So they couldn't pull this off than a little...
Let's Play, which is a niche term. Granted, it's seen a lot of use in the last 5 years, but it's a niche term nonetheless. If they can't trademark Let's Play, there is no way the Fine Bros, a YouTube channel, is going to be able to trademark Reacts, which is a word in the English language. It will not happen. There's just no way.
And plus, they think that they have the trade. They think that they own the word React. That they've been doing this throughout all of YouTube. When I know this is obviously retorting from Apple Megason's video. Check him out. He's an awesome dude.
Right.
They own the word React. When in reality, people have been doing this for fucking decades.
Yeah, it's this is one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen.
And hopefully this doesn't go through. And hopefully React World gets taken down because. By the way, I didn't mention about React World, but they make money off of your content. You get jack shit. The content that you put up on React World.
That was nice.
Yeah.
So the controversy comes from that, then? That's why this has become so controversial?
It comes from the controversy of that and the fact that they're trying to trademark the word React. That's the two main top reasons why. So.
Now, here's my thing. I don't remember a few weeks back Sony getting so much hate for the Let's Play thing.
Maybe because... I don't know.
Were a lot of people mad about that?
Not really. I mean, I knew...
I don't know. I will be incredibly surprised if this passes.
Yeah. It's saying that we're not live.
Saying that we're not.
We're live now.
Thank you. Okay. That's strange.
Hmm.
Sorry, folks. This is very weird.
Alright. So, my boys in the chat, and by chat, I mean Skype chat, and by Skype chat, I mean Wumbo and Miles. There's nothing to do with anything, but it's okay. I am sending you 3 pictures.
Okay.
And I need to use one of these for tomorrow's thumbnail of the McView. And I want to know which one is okay. Because I'm pretty sure none of them. But which one's the most okay out of the 3 of them?
Okay.
Wumbo, you go first when you send them.
Just give me a sec. I gotta pull out. Yeah, we're live. Okay. Just being safe.
Because our thumbnails on the view are always equal parts adorable and then highly offensive in that order. So those are my 3.
Just send them.
You can go first.
Okay.
So, what about you, Miles? I was gonna ask. What do you think about the whole React World thing?
I will choose the top
Never mind.
one.
Never mind.
Top single furry pig, just because the second one seems like, you know, it's...
Lisai.
Lisai?
Yeah, I don't know, Sai. Like, I was gonna ask, what do you think about React World?
I'm sorry, that's obviously takes precedence, I apologize.
Oh, it's fine.
Oh, React World, how I feel about that... Yeah, I feel like it's just them trying to benefit off the word React. It's like if I tried to benefit off the word, the. Every single time somebody said the word the, it's like, you can't say that. You can't say that. I trademarked that word.
React is not a brand.
Exactly.
Now, here's the thing. Technically, legally, not really sure what the point I'm trying to prove with this is, but might be able to get there by the end of the sentence. Who knows? Okay. I could go trademark Wumbo, and I could assume your identity, Wumbo. And if I get more subscribers...
I think Wumbo is trademarked by Nickelodeon.
Right. Well, and then if I, as Wumbo on YouTube or whatever, some variation thereupon, get more subscribers than you and get more of a following, then I, by the public, will be recognized as quote-unquote the Wumbo. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my god.
So, what I'm getting at is people don't really remember who does something first. They remember who does it best. So what actually happens... It will be interesting, but I don't think it really matters whether or not they trademark this. So,
hopefully not.
Have chat people.
My boy Digitally Jen says, "Did I miss you?" No, you did not. We're about an hour in, but we probably got a good hour left. So, thanks for being.
I just got the pictures right now because my Wi-Fi's a little bit slow, but I prefer. Oh, there's tree trunks. The third one.
You chose the third one. I chose the first one.
I chose the third one.
Okay. I'm not sure which I'm going to use yet, but you guys have given me some good thoughts.
But you got tree. I'm not going to show it on whatever the fuck we're talking about.
Right.
Because I don't want to.
We're looking at pictures of pigs, guys. Don't worry about it. It's okay.
Be serious about that one.
That's just the one I chose.
All right. Moving on to the next story. Top 15 Twisted Video Game Achievements by Kotaku.
Uh-oh.
Hi, Kotaku.
Hello, Kotaku. Okay. We're not going to play any of the videos that are on here, but this I found a little bit interesting, and it obviously brings into violence in video games, and what do you think? Some of these are absolutely absurd, and some of these are funny, and some of these are, you know, you have to kill so many people to get a certain achievement.
I can do that.
Well, I'll just go down the list and see, you know. Number 15, Dastardly. Like all great Rockstar Games protagonists, John Marston is more abnormal than abnormal than bad? The person controlling him decides whether him to see a nice look or a little more reckless. What the fuck? The game's infamous Dastardly trophy requires you to kidnap and tie up a woman and lay her down on the railroad tracks. And yeah, you see where this is going.
Yeah, that's definitely something.
That is certainly something. I find that to be kind of funny. It's making fun of, old Western movies, and I understand why it was there.
Right.
It's fucking Rockstar. Of course they have a dark sense of humor.
Yeah.
Moving down the list more. Number 14, Wishing Well. Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons. I have never heard of this game.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't play it, but I believe I watched a Let's Play. I'm not sure if it was all the way through or not, but it was really good.
Okay. Apparently the achievement is, when Joseph Fares created Brothers, I hope I pronounced that last name correctly, his goal was to design a game that captured a unique dynamic between two siblings. The inspiration was rooted in real-life experience. As a child, Fares buried his younger brother, by himself? A traumatic experience that worked... What the fuck? Traumatic...
Yes.
That works into the game's final third. Brothers recalls not only the idealness of childhood, but it's also its cruelty. So I'm assuming, what the fuck?
How old was he?
Having a the movie Paradise Lost, flashback. Okay, so you get a trophy for this part of the game, Nostal?
I don't remember. Apparently, though.
Most quests in the game have objectives that involve helping people. You reunite a mother penguin with her babies. You save a man from suicide. Okay, but the first side mission is a bit out of character, and it comes across a little girl playing basketball, and you have to steal her ball and toss it down a nearby. Well, that's it.
Frankly, I think
that's it.
So here's my thing, right? Is if we, as I'm pretty sure all three of us do, consider video games to be art, and they're this interactive medium, they're something we can communicate storytelling with, I don't see any problem with him putting this incredibly traumatic experience he had to go through into his game.
Yeah, as long as it actually makes sense with the story itself, instead of just having a ginormous left turn.
Don't be like, hey, level 64 of Pac-Man, where you have to kill your own brother. Like, don't do that, obviously. And I'm not saying he killed his brother. But, so I don't have a problem with that, inherently.
And this trophy is just taking a ball away from a little girl. Oh, shit.
I mean, yeah, frankly, I have a bigger problem with taking the ball from the girl and the fact that my brother died.
People are dying. Audio is it fine?
It sounds totally fine on my end.
Alright. For some reason, I'm just cutting out there. You guys were cutting out a lot.
Oh. I think it's because we were talking over each other.
That might have been it.
Yeah. You were saying?
Yeah, I mean, I have the basketball thing, I'm like, wow, why is that in the game? I had that reaction way more than the fact that one of the brothers apparently dies, so.
Huh. Okay. I don't know, there's just kids. I'm assuming they're just messing with a little girl. I don't know. I've never played the game. Number 13, Sorority. Can you pronounce this correctly? Can I pronounce Sorority?
Scrotality.
Oh, Scrotality, thank you. Dead to Rights Retribution. I've heard of the series, never played any of them. Low blows are not a new concept in gaming. Tons of games have special animations and visuals for getting hit in the click-clacks, and many games have special achievements for doing so. But this one in particular trophy, which rewards you for turning your opponent's scrotum into a chew toy, stands out.
So
I get where this is going.
Yeah.
So don't quote me on this, but I believe I listened to the developer or someone who worked on this game on a podcast, and I believe it was either going to be Scrotality or Test Difficult. I'm not positive about that, but I'm pretty sure I heard that somewhere. So
it's actually pretty funny. Is this game over the top and stupid? If so, then I understand why this is it. If it just, once again, if it's a game that takes itself way too seriously and have this come out of nowhere, then it would be out of I find it to be stupid, but pretty funny.
Sure.
I played this game as a kid a long time ago. I think it was a PSP game. I'm not sure if it was Retribution, but I remember that
Retribution?
I'm not sure if it was Retribution or Dead to Rights Retribution, but I do remember that this game was pretty violent to me as a kid, and what I remember very well was a scene. I know that you use your dog. I think his name is Shadow.
So I know the hedgehog. The hedgehog.
I think that they pretty much got the name from there. Not gonna lie.
Straight up stole it.
Yeah.
Trademark the word Shadow.
I think what I remember very well was yes, you could use a dog as as a murderer, but I think my favorite part about the game was when you got up close and did your actions, because I know you can do some sort of fancy, like, finishing move where you grab somebody's arm, twist it to the brakes, and then shoot them in the back of the head, and I thought that was very violent.
Whoa. Wow.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, that is violent. Well.
Wow.
I better look into this game a little bit more.
Wombo's like, man, that's really messed up. I should check this thing out. Oh, man.
Yeah.
I love you, Wombo. Don't ever change.
Number 12. Smack a slap in the face for Sleeping Dogs. I've never played Sleeping Dogs, but I heard a lot about it. And I love the screenshot, too. It has a picture of him holding a fish, smacking someone in the face, and then there's a guy with his head stuck in, like, a fucking aquarium or whatever.
You ever been slapped by a fish, Wombo?
No. I've been fishing before.
I assume that hurts.
Yeah, it would probably hurt. I've been fishing before, but that's about it.
Hey, just as a quick aside, do you enjoy fishing?
It's been a very long time since I've been fishing, but it's relaxing, and the payoff is pretty nice.
Okay, because I absolutely hate fishing. The most we've ever caught fishing is maybe 2 fish in a full day.
Well,
one we're really bad at it.
Like, where did you ice fishing?
No.
I've done fishing before, and it was, like, at Castaic, and it was, like, super reserved.
Castaic Lake?
No, the thing was that we were at a dock over at Castaic, and apparently there was, like, a trick that everybody was doing where you would use your fishing pole, the bait go very close to the dock, because that's where all the fish were. The fish were actually pretty tiny, but I caught, like, 5 fish within half an hour.
Whoa.
And the thing was that even though I caught a lot of fish, they didn't let you have any. Unless it was, like, really big, they didn't let you have any, but I caught a lot.
That's a lot of fish.
That sucks.
I know, but they weren't that big either, but I caught a lot of fish, and I didn't know how, like, sharp or how hard the fins actually were, and I think I cut myself.
Yeah, that's actually happened to me before, so I know how you go. I'm just going to read this. Many critics refer to Sleeping Dogs as the Grand Theft Auto in Hong Kong, but it's neither far nor accurate. Aside from its cultural,
relevance?
What?
Relevance? Cultural relevance?
Resonance.
Resonance. Sleeping Dogs has a fight combat system that structurally is superior to anything in Grand Theft Auto. Beyond the rudimentary punches and kicks, reversals, there's a unique animation for every environment attack and weapon attack. I can't. People keep
Wei Chen, like Jackie Chan, uses any loose object at his disposal to kick ass.
And to earn a slap in the face, you have to use an environmental attack a fish tank, and you have to use a fish tank to kill someone. That's fucking hilarious. Against a fish tank, there's one in Club Bam Bam on the top floor. There's another in... Okay, this is just asking with the locations. It's pretty funny. Whoa! Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Wait, so none of you guys...
Dead Space 2, by the way.
Sorry, what'd you say, Miles?
None of you guys have played this game before?
No, not at all.
Dead Space 2.
Okay. I've actually done this achievement, and I kind of laughed seeing this game again because it was free on Xbox Live for a while, and I did get a chance to play this. And this isn't like one of those really hard achievements. It was just one of those funny ones you can do. But I will say that this game is definitely, it does feel a lot like Grand Theft Auto. Like you can take cars, you can do all that.
This was based off of like a True Crime Hong Kong, which was a rip-off series of Grand Theft Auto to begin with.
Yeah, and it's a really fun game. I will say that it's a really fun game. It's kind of like you're kind of like a cop, but you're not exactly a cop.
Oh, okay.
You're kind of undercover, and you sometimes have to choose between like, do you want to be more like a cop, or if you want to be more like a, like
gangster or whatever.
Yeah. and it was actually really good. Okay. Especially that combat style. Like, you can be in, like, a fight of 5. Somebody could be having a gun shooting you, and you feel like a god with the guy.
That's awesome.
That's really cool. Okay.
Next one.
Cross My Heart and Hope to Die from Dead Space 2. Yeah, not scary. Nostalgia. Not scary.
Well, I haven't played Dead Space 2.
Painful looking. It doesn't even scary. That could just look painful.
That looks horrible.
I haven't played Dead Space 2, but I can tell you Dead Space 1 is a broken piece of shit of a game.
Okay, maybe that I've heard more praise for Dead Space 2 anyway. So, and Dead Space 3 is shit for what I've heard. So,
I mean, Fine Bros better hurry up and lose this lawsuit, or I might have to play this pretty quick here. So, a lot is riding on this, Fine Bros. So please hire a really bad lawyer.
Post that on Twitter, see what happens.
I'll do it. I don't care. They're not going to tweet back at me. I'll do it right now.
Do it right now. Yeah.
What's their Twitter? Hang on. Is it at the Fine Bros?
It's at the Fine Bros. What are you?
Alright.
Read it, Miles.
Cross My Heart and Hope to Die. Try not to blink. Cross My Heart and Hope to Die plays upon people's worst fears about sharp objects. The majority of people, when they get shot or get drawn blood, look away. But when the drill/needle is going directly into one's eye, that's a whole different ballgame. Ironically, the post-surgery is the most cringe-worthy part of all. When the drill withdraws, a thin stream of blood trickles out of Isaac's eye and down his cheek. If it was possible to make bleeding look even more painful than it usually does, Dead Space 2 succeeded admirably.
Alright, then. That was... Yeah, I haven't played Dead Space 2, but I have played Dead Space 1. We'll go into Dead Space probably in a later episode if he ever talks about his most hated games.
I'm not sure if you guys gathered this, but I really hate Dead Space.
Oh, we got that, Nostal.
Okay, just make it.
Number 10, Menace to Society from Fable 2 in 2008. Earning the Menace to Society in Fable 2 means that you have to sexually harass people in...
So you have to be a streaker. You have to go streaking.
Let's just go to the next one if you don't want to talk about this.
Oh, Kotaku, I fucking hate you.
I'll talk about it. I have nothing to... Wait a minute.
Alright, let me just keep reading it.
Okay.
Sexually harass people in public until someone reports to the guards, and true as to life, this crime goes under-reported. If you want to earn this achievement, you have to be persistent. I'm sorry, I suck at reading. You have to start buying the Pervert's Handbook.
As all good people should have.
Which will teach you the vulgar thrust, and then you should perform the thrust to everyone you beat until someone tells the guards. Taking off your clothes, and if it doesn't work then, if no one reports you, no worries. Just cut it out in the middleman and sexually harass a guard you can find out. There's no sex crimes registered in Fable 2, and the achievement will unlock.
Wow.
This is fucking
hilarious.
Definitely
something. That's definitely something.
As the most twisted, no, this is probably the most funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
it's
definitely something.
Gross.
Yeah, it's certainly gross, but... Kotaku.
Silly Kotaku.
Silly Kotaku. Oh.
Critics are for kids.
Gamergate's for kids. Oh wait, I shouldn't even mention that.
Let's go to the next one.
R. Kelly... Okay, I've actually played this game. R. Kelly's... Potage? Oh, Ponage. Postal 2. I actually have played Postal 2.
I have not.
Miles?
Same.
Have you heard about it?
No.
Nostal?
So, when I played Portal 2 at a friend's house...
Postal.
No, I know. When I played Portal 2 at a friend's house, they had downloaded a cracked version of it that was, for some reason, called Postal 2. And it was still Portal 2, but the file directory was listed under Postal 2. At which point I said, hey, Postal 2 isn't Portal 2, so I looked up Postal 2, found out it was a real game, and haven't thought about it again since now. Yeah, so I had heard of it. Well, that's about it.
Postal 2 is a game that's probably considered by many to be one of the most offensive games of all time, and I'm certainly not shocked that this is on here, and I don't blame Kotaku for putting it on here. It's definitely an easy target to do so. This one in particular, I think, is peeing on people, which obviously our Kelly reference.
Right.
To piss in Postal 2 is unlimited, which, yeah, that's true. It doesn't kill anyone, it's just made to fuck around with people and to put out fires, which is hilarious. But it's corrupted in the mission, unincorporated into the mission, where you have to go to a cemetery and piss on your father's grave. Aside from that, it's best used as a defensive measure. You can use it to put out a fire, and if you set yourself on fire, aim the stream directly above your head. So if you have no ammo, you can piss in someone's mouth and stun them. Yeah, that's the basic achievement for this. Which, by the way...
That's horrifying.
It's stupid, but it's funny. By the way, though, the achievements for Postal 2, in the Steam version, at least, it doesn't activate. Like, none of the achievements activate. I don't know why.
Really?
I've been the game before, so...
Interesting.
But Postal 1, the achievements works fine, so I don't know.
I have a very quick aside that has nothing to do with anything.
Of course.
Okay. So, 2 or 3 weeks from now, we're having someone on the podcast who I haven't talked to in quite some time. But not this podcast, sorry.
The Cloudcast, I'm assuming.
Right. She is a hardcore vegan, and I just realized that all of our thumbnails for the McView are probably highly offensive to her. And then I realized, you know what, we made it this far, might as well just go all the way. So, anyway.
Just ask her what do you think of the thumbnails.
Yeah, I mean, I've made it this far, Wumbo. So.
Good luck. Good fucking luck.
Anyway, I apologize.
No, that was
peeing in people's mouths is not officially Nostalginator condoned. I would recommend you don't do that in real life.
Me neither. Okay, I'm moving on to number 8. Psychotic Prankster. In Fallout 3. If you're going after this trophy, you may have to save your game so you can reload at an earlier save point afterwards. Planting a live grenade in an innocent person's pants will incur some negative karma. A funny joke demands an audience, but there won't be anyone around. Your reverse pickpocketing victim in Fallout 3 won't have a sense of humor. He or she will end up looking like the Scarecrow in The Wizard of Oz after flying a monkey. This is fucked up, but that's pretty funny too. That's extremely fucked up.
That is definitely extremely fucked up.
And they have a clip of Wizard of Oz right here. Okay. Number 7, Poor Bob from Star Wars: The Force Awakens, or Force Unleashed 2, not The Force Awakens 2.
So if you go watch The Force Awakens and you point this thing out, they'll give you an achievement at the movie. Don't know what it does or is or how that works, but they'll do it.
The Force Unleashed Part 2, The Force Awakens.
The Force Unleashed 3.
Yeah. Hello?
Hello?
You guys are cutting out, I'm sorry.
Oh, I wanted to play this game for gameplay, not story, because I heard the story was bad, but I'm like, they had to improve on gameplay at least, right?
It's Star Wars, man. You just play Star Wars. You do Star Wars things.
I've heard the story was pretty bad, and I've heard the gameplay is similar to the other games. Or the other one.
If you're playing anything that isn't Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 1 or 2, and you're expecting story out of it, you're doing it wrong. So, just saying.
Okay. Alright, Poor Bob. The Force Unleashed franchise boiled down to a wishful fulfillment. What if a Force user was so powerful that he or she could pull off the TIE fighters and the Star Destroyers out of the sky? And if something liberating about the levitating these iconic symbols of power and threatening them like children's toys, Poor Bob is a synonym to the game's more extravagance. First you will grip a stormtrooper, then you will impale him with a lightsaber, then you will hit him with a force lightning, then you will toss him away like a ragdoll. Bob has a perfect rough day. He should probably go to bed and try again tomorrow.
You really should.
I mean, there's this one part, and I'd say Old Republic 1, where you feed a Rancor grenades. So, just throwing that out there.
Whoa, that's Okay. Anatomy lesson. Blitz the League 2. I have never heard of this game.
Neither have I.
Blitz the League 2 has some sort of painful X-ray looking moves in the game. It has no small feat. The game is 8 years old and has to complete against the HD graphics of the game, like Sniper Elite 3 or Mortal Kombat X. So I'm assuming it's like an look inside a human's body thing.
Yeah,
right?
I can believe it.
Yeah. Mortal Kombat franchise have their skull and legs fractured in 3 different places, but they can continue to jump attack. Because I've actually played Mortal Kombat X. That game's fucking fun.
Yeah, that game I have. That's fun. I suck at it though.
That's kind of unrealistic for a franchise that features undead. Okay, I'm not even gonna go to that.
That's our problem with it. Is oh my god,
how unrealistic.
That's why it's unrealistic. Yeah.
No, there's many more reasons why that game is unrealistic.
So full disclosure, when we started this topic on the show tonight, I scrolled down and I started reading number 5 just incidentally. And I had to read it 3 times to make sure.
No, I actually have that game, but we'll get into it when we get into it, and I understand why. That game is a perfect topic for controversy.
Yeah, that's
I'm
even just the paragraph there. That's quite the read.
I'm just going to read the last paragraph of this one so we can get into that. To get the anatomy lesson trophy, you must injure your opponent every way possible. The worst injury of all of them, definitely ruptured scrotum. Of course. Your opponent's testes explode, squirting semen across the camera lens.
Yeah, that's a pretty bad way to go.
Yep. Too far. South Park, the stick of truth. Intentionally made to be offensive.
Yeah.
I've actually played this game, so yeah.
Does anybody think that alien looks like Cell from Dragon Ball?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
I actually see the resemblance.
Ah, Cell. Frieza.
Well, yeah, Frieza. Not... Frieza's the white one, right? The purple.
The one that, the one that sounds like a girl and is, purple and says, I think that this isn't even my final form.
Oh, yeah, Cell's the green one.
Looks like Mewtwo.
Yeah. The boss fight with an unplanned parenthood is the toughest thing so far. To trick destroying Kim Kardashian's poor Nazi fetus. Correction, it's Khloe Kardashian's fetus.
Wow.
So yeah, you have to kill this thing.
I can do it.
That is so fucking offensive. Obviously, this game was made to be offensive because it's South Park. What do you expect?
Yeah, that's a good point.
And by the way, this game is actually a very accurate representation of South Park because, the creators of South Park had a full hand in making this game. They wrote the script to it, which I'm glad they have involvement with this game. And hopefully the sequel will turn out well.
I mean, everyone I talked to about it told me it felt like South Park. So
yeah, it feels like a season of South Park.
Yeah.
It feels almost exactly like a season of South Park. The gameplay and RPG elements aren't exactly the best, but it's still an interesting game. It reminds me a lot of... I haven't played Final Fantasy VIII, but I've heard comparisons to it.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh, it's number 5.
Number 4. You guys can read this one.
And on time number 3, I think, is when it cut out. So.
Okay, I was gonna say, when if you install it, read it.
No, absolutely. I'm ready to go. Well, that's why I was clearing my throat. I was getting ready to read, and then that's when it cut out. Alrighty. Are we live, my dear Wumbo?
As far as I'm aware, yeah, we're live.
Okay. Miles, how's it going? I haven't talked to you in a little bit.
Sorry, I've been taking center stage for a while.
No, you're okay, Wumbo. Wumbo, you keep being you. You're doing good.
Garanya, I think is the next one. We're just read number 4.
Miles, you're very quiet.
I'm sorry. I don't know. I feel.
Okay.
I don't.
Your audio's coming in. There we go.
Oh.
Miles, I think Kenny Loggins said it best when he said, "We're on the highway to the danger zone." I feel like that applies here. I'm not entirely sure how.
I love Archer.
I was referencing the song by Kenny Loggins, but hey, if that was in Archer, then there we go.
Dude,
I don't watch Archer. I have no idea.
Oh my god, watch it, man. It's fucking hilarious.
Only things I really watch anymore are anything that goes straight to Netflix, and by anything I mean House of Cards and Master of None, and that's basically it.
To make making a murderer? Question mark.
I want to. A lot of people are telling me to watch it.
I've seen it. It's pretty good. Just there's some problems with it.
Okay. And then I religiously watch *Halt and Catch Fire* and *The Walking Dead*.
Okay. What were you gonna say, Miles? I heard you were trying to say something.
Oh, you guys should watch *Orange Is the New Black*.
My mom, for some reason, is into that show. I don't know why. I've seen the first season. I
watched the first
show.
2 episodes. I was like, not really for me.
I like it, but my mom loves that show.
I feel like it's a good mix between drama and comedy.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Alright, going back on track. Install, read, whatever. Read this.
Goranga. Game Grand Theft Auto 1, 1998. This predates the achievement trophy system we know today, but it's a forerunner to most of the other insanity on this list. The first 2 Grand Theft Auto games were restricted to a bird's-eye view perspective. It's easier to see the traffic patterns than if the game was in first or third person. This perspective also lends itself to the Goranga challenge, in which you must kill an entire procession of Hare Krishnas in a short time frame.
What is that?
They scatter... I have no idea. I'm not sure.
Okay.
They scatter quickly, so the simplest strategy is to run them over with a car in a single smooth motion. Alternatively, you can wait for them to line up and use a machine gun to take them all out simultaneously. In Grand Theft Auto 2, the Krishnas were replaced by a procession of Elvis impersonators, and the challenge was renamed Elvis Has Left the Building. It was funnier, but less bloody than the original.
Jeez.
There we go. So that's definitely something.
Yeah, that's certainly something. I've played GTA 1, but it hasn't aged pretty well, to be honest with you.
I
Same
mean,
thing with GTA 3, but we'll get into
I was going to
that.
say, the earliest GTA I know of that still more or less is relevant today is GTA 3.
Yeah. Relevant, yes, but the best, oldest one for me, San Andreas. San Andreas is so fucking good. I haven't played Vice City, so...
Okay.
This one is interesting. Hey, how about the animal lover? Read this one, Miles.
Oh.
Okay, gotcha.
Because I know he draws pictures of animals, that's why I asked.
Well, you said animal lover, and I went
not
back to
that
the girl
type of
who's going to
animal
be on the
lover.
podcast. No, not at all. I went back to the girl who's going to be on Collabicast in a couple weeks, and I was like, okay, there's 1, no way she's watching right now. 2, I was just going down the rabbit hole of reasons that wouldn't make any sense, but okay. Gotcha.
Miles, why don't you read this one?
Okay. Seal Slayer from Overlord 2, date 2009. Me stalling so I don't have to read it. If you club 100 seal pups to death, you unlock the Seal Slayer achievement in Overlord 2. The most surprising thing about this achievement was not that it existed, but PETA had a... What? PETA had a positive response to it? Said the following in a statement to Engadget concerning the Overlord 2 promo in IGN. Not only is picking on others weaker than you in the instructions for Whack-A-Seal, it's also
Great name, by the
making
way.
Canada's Seal Slaughter game. PETA is pleased that Whack-A-Seal is drawing attention to Canada's annual seal slaughter, during which sealers beat and skin hundreds of thousands of baby seals every year for products that are now banned in the U.S. and in Europe. In real life, seals don't have helmets and can't fight back, but perhaps you'll soon see PETA made helmets for baby seals in Canada. It was probably the savviest possible move that PETA could make. It was better to call attention to the plight of actual baby seals rather than fruitlessly advocate for the welfare of virtual ones.
By the way, they still do this in Canada, so Aussie party, shame.
Shame. So, I don't know where these PETA folk are surveying their seals, but around these parts, all our seals have Kevlar and are ready to go. So, I'm not really sure why they're saying that they don't have helmets and they can't fight back, because I've never found that to be the case.
Yeah, because I thought the army was training them and Kung Fu fighting.
Right. Hey, did you guys know Kung Fu Panda 3 is already out?
Yeah, I heard it's pretty good.
I had no idea that was coming out so soon.
It looks so fucking good.
I'm a big fan of Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah, I love the first one. The second one, I
haven't seen the movie in
I like
4
it.
years. So.
Second one was fine.
Yeah.
I heard my friend
really
died
good.
in the second one, so I want to know how that went down.
What'd you say, Miles?
I had my friend say he cried in the second movie, so I want to see that one.
Gotcha.
I saw the first one in theater, so going back on this, yeah, I understand. It's shocking that Peter would actually say this is okay, but I understand why they're saying this because it's getting more attention for it. And typically, have you seen those PETA ads where it has very sexy women saying, stuff that's happening in the world? That's what they usually do.
I
for ads.
absolutely have. Like they, what's the like? I'd rather be naked than wear fur. Isn't that the tagline?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good tagline.
Yeah, it's not bad. Quick aside, going back to Kung Fu Panda, because that's what this is really about here. When I was, I don't know, a while ago, I used to do martial arts. And I got free tickets for doing a demo at the theater, so I got to go to Kung Fu Panda for free.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah. Anyway, seals. That's the thing. Quick aside.
Oh, no, it's completely fun.
I am sad to have read that.
I'm sorry they made you read
Miles,
that.
do you have to go home and rethink your life now?
I'm home and I'm rethinking everything right now.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm gonna have bad dreams tonight. I'm gonna protect baby seals with my life.
I'm so sorry, Miles.
I'm telling you, Miles, they have Kevlar. They're doing fine. It's not a problem. They're gonna be okay.
We're hitting about the hour 30 mark, so I think we should just cut off the last... I think this is going to be our last news report for the night.
We're hitting the 30-hour mark?
Hour 30 mark.
Oh, okay. I was like, Jesus, how long
I'm sorry, guys. Hour 30 mark. An hour and 30
No,
minutes
you're
mark.
good. You're good. One boat. The thing about me when I'm podcasting is if there's ever an excuse to make fun of anyone, including myself, I'm going to take it.
Okay.
So don't you worry, buddy.
Okay. Number 2, Butcher, Heavy Rain, 2010. I've actually played this game. And I know exactly what you have to do. You would be willing to save your... You have to cut off your hand, if I do believe. To, Hello?
Hello?
Hi, Wombo.
Oh, okay. I thought you guys cut out. I'm sorry. Usually when you guys are extremely quiet, I'm wondering, oh god, did they cut out again?
Wombo, we're just letting you talk. We're being polite co-hosts.
I'm sorry. Would you be willing to save your son, as Ethan finds out in Heavy Rain a hell of a lot of, including chopping off his own finger. Oh, finger, not hand. Despite the times the call for desperate measures. Yes, you have to use pliers to cut off your finger, and it is definitely gruesome. But I did it, first playthrough. It is certainly graphic, definitely. But, yeah. Which, by the way, all the shit you have to go through, if I do believe you don't actually have to do it if you know where to go at the very end to find your son. So, yeah.
I'm just reading this whole article. Like, this is a thing.
So, yeah,
By the time you finally get your pinky off, Ethan is screaming and bleeding like a stuck pig. Pascal Langdale, it must be said, is one hell of a voice actor. He delivers one of the best nonverbal representations of pain that I've ever heard. All right.
Yeah. Number 1, The Manifest Destiny, Red Dead Redemption. I have played Red Dead Redemption, by the way, but I've never gotten this achievement. In Red Dead Redemption, you get 2 entries on this list. Well, yeah, we'll just cut this out. Most of the animals in Red Dead Redemption are renewable sources. You can't kill them all, no matter how many bears or bighorn sheep or beavers you kill. There will always be a respawn that will return in the same area. The one notable exception is the buffalo herd outside of the west of this. Oh boy.
Oh wow.
This is leading to where I think it's leading.
Looks that way.
Oh, that is fucked up.
I mean, that's kind of what this list is, isn't it?
Yeah, So yeah, kill all the animals in this certain area, and they will not respawn.
Just like real life.
That is like real life.
Yeah.
It's almost uncomfortably like real life.
Wow, that is really fucked up, Rockstar.
I mean, frankly, I think that's about as fucked up as anything else on this list.
Yep.
So,
killing baby seals. We have guys cutting off fingers, fighting fetuses that are Khloe Kardashians and are also Nazis.
What's going on with the Nazi party? Are they still around, or is that not a thing?
Shut up.
I'm completely serious.
There's, skinheads out there, but that's about it.
Okay,
as far as I'm aware.
I had a kid tell me, I don't know, 5 years ago, he's like, no, you don't understand. The Nazi party is better and bigger than it's ever been. And I was like, that doesn't sound right.
Alright.
Almost closer than you.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm just going to summarize these last two stories. The third one I added in. Peter Molyneux's Twitter hacked saying that he was going to retire. Someone hacked into his Twitter saying, oh, I'm going to retire, but in reality he wasn't. Yeah, guy who made Fable and some other games, so.
Change your password more often, sir.
Yes. Hero Song Kickstarter taken down. This was a game that was reportedly made by someone famous that I have no idea who. I don't know who this person is who made it, but yeah, project was too big and they couldn't do it. That's why they took it down. And I'm not sure if people got their money back or not.
So I always forget, but it's either Indiegogo or GoFundMe or Kickstarter. Some of them you get money back and some of them you don't. And I don't remember which ones it is. I don't remember. But one of them or two of them you get your money back if it fails, and the others you just don't.
Okay.
So I'm curious which one it is. But anyway.
And finally, Final Fantasy 15 reveal date events. In March of, obviously this year, they're going to be having this huge event revealing the release date of Final Fantasy 15 and other things, other surprises, talking about Final Fantasy and other Square Enix products, which is pretty cool and interesting, and they're really putting a lot of trust into Final Fantasy 15, and hopefully the game will turn out well. I've heard some criticism with the demo Final Fantasy 15, but just some constructive criticism, not anything that's horrible, like this game sucks ass.
Square, I'm going to give you a piece of advice, and this is on your boy, Nostalginator, okay? You can use this. I'm not going to charge you for this. It's totally okay. Stop talking about this damn game and just put it out. People have been waiting for years.
It's not
People have been waiting for years. Every time you get up on a stage to say something about it, people are going to be disappointed if it's not out. Just go away, finish the game, and the next thing you say about it better be that it's on the shelves, because no one wants to hear about it anymore.
Well,
just
they're going
to
releasing the release date, goddammit, and hopefully we'll have
That is ridiculous. Just come up on that stage and say, hey, by the way, it's out right now. That is all you need to do.
Okay.
It is very simple. It is very simple. They just need to put out the damn game.
Yeah, because it's been hyped so long. It originally was
overhyped. People were stopping to care at this point.
It was originally called Final Fantasy 13 Versus, but yeah.
This is getting ridiculous.
It is getting ridiculous for.
What'd you say, Miles?
They're gonna pull a Scott Cawthon on us. They're just gonna. There it is before the date.
I want Scott Cawthon to start doing freelance marketing for Square Enix, because they could learn a thing or two.
Right. Okay. No, it's still a little bit too big. I'm putting up the gameplay right now.
Okay.
Miles, your game is first. Your game is second, and my game is last. I basically put.
We still have like an hour left of this podcast, don't we?
Yeah, 45 minutes.
Okay.
And then we have our little movie, and then that's about it. Surprisingly, we haven't cut out that much, which is awesome.
Yeah, we're doing well. Tonight was a good one.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just going to turn the volume a little bit, and... Okay. As you can see in tonight's topic, we're talking about the hardest games we've played. So, Miles told me that Ori and the Blind Forest is the hardest games he's played. Why is that?
Okay. This is... When you gave me the question, not only did I give you more than one... more than one answer. But I wanted to be fair about it. I wanted to choose a game that was hard, not because the game threw BS at you, or because the game, the control was just so god-awful that you couldn't even do anything about it. Because this game...
Surgeon Simulator.
Yeah. The game was made in 48 hours, goddammit.
Yeah.
This game was... It felt so smooth. It was so fun. But I died so many times. I mean, the game is so, like, it is so lenient with you, it actually allows you to put your own save points. Like,
really?
Yes. It is that, like, you have to actually choose, like, hey, do I want to make my save point now, or do I want to save it up so, just in case I get to an even harder part?
Okay. I'm noticing the game design, dear God, this game is fucking beautiful.
I was going to say, it looks beautiful. Like everyone else, I saw the 15-minute cutscene at the beginning of the game or whatever, and it's absolutely heartbreaking. I really wanted to play this game, and I think I was saving money or something at the time, and I didn't end up playing it, but it looks amazing.
This game is... My God.
The first time, the day I got this game, I live streamed it for like 7 hours. And...
Yeah, I mean, it looks beautiful.
It does look beautiful. I'm seeing the gameplay right now. Sorry, I can't share the screens right now because I'm not going to risk bandwidth. But, dear God, like... Okay, Miles, you're suddenly extremely quiet.
Oh, sorry.
There we go.
Yeah, the game is great. Like, it's fun. If you want, you can actually just skip ahead to gameplay because the cutscene...
I actually...
You don't want to? It's okay.
No. I added in, like, the first part of a Let's Play, and I've just put 15 minutes for each game. So...
Okay.
Yeah, it is showing off the opening cutscene, and I'm very sorry for that.
It's okay.
Just talk about the game in general, so...
Okay, so yeah, this game is a game that gets progressively harder. You do gain new abilities as you go by in the game that might assist you. But one thing that the game stresses is that Ori is not invincible. Ori can die and take damage like no other. Like, there's a lot of insta-kill portions. And they're very, like, you know what? They can be avoided. They can definitely be avoided, but they require precision. They require very good reaction time. And the game makes it look pretty, and if you can pull off like a huge segment, very similar to those of a Metroid ending of a game. You know how you have like 8 minutes to leave.
Yeah, like this place is about to blow up. Run!
Yes, it's pretty much that. Like it has that where you have to hurry up, get the heck out of there, and it's definitely it's nerve-wracking.
Right.
It tests out your abilities every single time, and usually they're like 2 or 3 minute segments when they do that. And here's one of the things that make it hard. If you die within those segments, you have to redo the entire thing over and over again.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, this game lets you save, like you said, save at any point, so...
At any point except in those instances where it's that giant thing, but it's It's fairly easy. It's easy if you know what you're supposed to be doing, but it's reaction time. There is room for error, but it's mostly reaction time. It's getting to certain places. It's watching for your surroundings, and the controls are absolutely fantastic. And you absolutely you're gonna be looking at the backgrounds a lot because the visuals, as you can see, they're absolutely gorgeous.
So there's a whole lot of trial and error. You're messing around until you finally understand what you're supposed to do, and from there, it's basically just reaction.
It doesn't. It's not always reaction time. Okay. I mean, you want reaction time, but it's not always trial and error. Is what I meant.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay. Again, dear God, these...
I know, it's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous.
And I didn't know that the opening was because I quickly edited this today. I didn't know the opening cutscene was 15 minutes long and it was interactive, so...
Yeah, that's no problem. Like, again, like, this is, like, the most amount of story, like, thrown at you, and you can't skip it as far as I know.
You can't skip it?
You can, like, yes.
Oh, you can? Okay.
So, Miles, as I'm slowly but surely getting older, I'm noticing what I'm frankly appreciating more than anything else nowadays in a game is a really good story.
Mm-hmm. Life is strange, cough, cough.
Yeah, absolutely. So I guess my question is, the reason I wanted to play this game, and again, I never got around to it, but it's always kind of been on my backlog, was I saw that opening cutscene, and I'm like, God damn, if this did not make me feel something for these characters, I had no idea who they were 5 minutes ago.
It's like the opening 10 minutes of the movie Up, you know?
Right, exactly. So I guess my question is there any sort of resolution to that story?
There is a story. There is a story going on. There is a part that did make me feel pretty, sad. Actually, a couple of times. The only character I do not like is a Navi-like character.
Okay.
Hey, look, listen.
It's not like that. It does not make a sound where it, does that. It's kind of just like a character that, it doesn't annoy me, but kind of is, I don't really care for. It's kind of just there, and it gives me tips and leaves.
Okay.
But overall, it's not, super bothersome. It's kind of just there.
Right.
And, like I said, it's a game I would definitely recommend. It challenges you, and if there's anything more I can say about the game, is, give it a shot if you want.
Oh, no.
Right.
Is he dead? Is he dead? Come on.
Well, because what I'm getting at, right, is
I'm
basically...
sorry, I'm looking at the gameplay,
No, you're good, man. Basically, everything I've heard about this game is about the gameplay. So I guess what I'm saying is there any sort of story resolution by the end of this game?
Yes.
Okay.
There's a story going on. You understand why this is happening. But it's not going to force you to learn the story. It's not going to be well, if you didn't pay attention to this part of the story, you're not going to understand,
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I got the impression from everything I've heard that the emphasis was put on gameplay, and that's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that at all.
It was an indie game as far as I know.
This is an indie game.
Yeah.
This.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
We have made indie developers have made a long way. Jesus Christ.
And, again, it's
that atmosphere, that fucking art style, oh my...
Oh,
they're either an exclusive or a timed exclusive on Xbox, and of course it's now on PC, but that brings you to question, is it really indie if they got, I'm sure, a hefty sum from Xbox to join their roster, So there's all sorts of debates about that. But as far as the development cycle, this game was made as an independent developer. So.
Okay. All right. So... Miles, do you have anything else to say?
I have a question. Would you guys would you guys be interested in ever playing this game? And if you do,
from what I'm seeing, yeah.
I mean, like I said, this has been on my backlog for a really long time. I will eventually get around to this. I don't know when, but I will absolutely play this game eventually.
If it ever comes on PS4 or Mac, I would certainly like to play this. It's $15, right?
Is it on there?
I think it is, and I hear there's actually going to be a deluxe edition for it coming soon, or
like Life is Strange is doing right now, and Shovel Knight, which I recently got, which is a physical copy of the game that comes with a bunch of extra stuff.
I'm not sure about that, but I know that it's getting more content.
Okay, because usually when you hear deluxe editions for indie games or games that are only digital, it's typically either a spoofed up version of it with a bunch of added stuff, or a physical copy, like Shovel Knight, which I recently got for the Wii U, which is a $25 game or a $15 game. That's $25 physical copy. It's a really fun game.
Ori is not for Mac.
Oh,
man,
I apologize.
Oh well.
Hey, it might eventually. You never know.
You never know. Never know.
Mm-hmm. This is definitely... This was actually my game of the year 2015. My legitimate...
Really?
Yeah, this is my legitimate game of the year 2015.
I know this game won, or at least got nominated for, multiple awards for, best art style or best indie game, besides, of course, being shunned by Undertale, but still.
Oh, I haven't got a chance to get to that yet, but...
I'm trying to remember what I played in.
This game could have been the bit, obviously I haven't played it yet, but this game was pretty much one of the most popular indie games before Undertale.
Right.
I'm guessing.
As far as I'm assuming.
It had to be one of those higher up indie titles because this was heavily praised by obviously Xbox wanted to say oh, it's a good game, oh my god, look at this kind of background. This is something that, I just...
No, it's gorgeous, without a doubt, yeah.
And just... I'm seeing the actual gameplay of it.
Just the trot is just...
Oh, give me a second. Just guys, keep talking about stuff. Someone's knocking on my door.
Yeah,
I mean, what I'm noticing, Miles, is you can see the love that was put into it. Like, it's so obvious, just in the animations and even just the visual. It's so obvious that the developer cared about what they were doing, and I feel like that's not necessarily something that's rare in games, but it's something that we don't see. It's not so readily apparent as it is in this game. You know, like I can take one look at this game and be like, wow, they were in love with this when they were making it.
Yes.
Which I absolutely love.
I'm not dead.
No problem. Like, and now we're actually in the gameplay. You can see the way, like, how smoothly Ori handles.
Ori looks like he moves pretty fast.
Yes, and it's very smooth platforming. It feels very nice. And every little thing is kind of like it's very vibrant. Like every move is vibrant, or explosive, and it's nice. These energy cell things, those are what you use to save.
Okay. Whoa.
And if you die, you just respawn there.
Okay.
So.
All right. How much time do we have on Ori? Just checking to be sure. We have 3 more minutes on Ori.
So I'm looking at 2014 and what all the publications gave as their game of the year.
Yeah.
2015.
Right, but like, no, 2014 for Ori.
Oh, okay.
And I'm looking at all these in 2014, and I don't think I played any of these.
Wait,
like,
Ori came out in 2014? I thought it came out in 2015.
I'm almost positive it was 2014.
What?
On Xbox One, it came out in 2015.
Oh, okay.
Oh wait, you might be right. Hang on.
I was about to say, I heard about this game in 2015. It got a lot of nominations for best game in 2015. So how
you're
did
right.
this game be?
I apologize. It was March of 2015. You're absolutely right.
By the way, that's the Navi character I'm talking about. Sane.
How could you see them? Like, you're watching. Duh, you're watching this on Twitch.
Yes.
But no, you're absolutely right. It was March 11, 2015.
Okay. So why is this character bad?
I don't know. Like it kind of doesn't do anything in terms of story. It kind of it doesn't have any feelings. I feel.
Okay.
You feel it has no feelings. Okay.
I mean, it is
what right there.
I appreciate the irony of that, if nothing else.
It is kind of a weapon too. Like it is the weapon of the game.
Okay.
All right.
No fun, but it does shoot little projectiles of energy at you, and it's unlimited.
Projectiles.
I'm sorry, projectiles? I don't know in English right now.
Projectiles sounds like something that maybe should be censored.
Testicles.
Right.
Censor it all. No.
Oh, the guy... MK Fire and Ice just got an achievement.
Woo!
Yeah. Oh, there's a skill tree here, too.
Yes.
Oh, I did not know this had skill tree.
I didn't know that there was a skill tree here.
Yeah. Yes, there's a skill tree.
There's like a minute left in the gameplay, so quickly explain what the skill tree does.
The skill tree allows you to do things such as more health, faster attacking, more durability, faster regeneration times for allowing you to save. The person that was playing here chose Spirit Magnet, which is when your enemy dies, their XP that lets you go towards your, the skill tree. It lets you, it just makes them go towards you instead of actually having to touch them.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Alright, we're about to go into, a few more seconds left. No, fucking Adobe. Some Adobe pop-ups just came on my computer, I don't know why.
I forgive you, Wilmo.
And yes, in the beginning it is very easy, obviously, because it's kind of like a tutorial.
Sure. Of course it has to be easy. Alright, now we're going into Nostal's game. I've never heard of this game. And by the way,
you've never heard of Rogue Legacy?
Yes, I've never heard of Rogue Legacy.
What?
By the way, Nostal, for some reason I could not put your gameplay in, so I had to put JCPC's gaming on here because it wasn't registering on Adobe Premiere, your gameplay.
Now, didn't this happen once before?
Yes, it did happen once before. So this is... and it also just happened on the last episode of Gaming Etc. podcast when I had to edit it.
So, just real quick, because I'm curious why this is happening.
No.
What do you export your videos as?
I export it as MP4.
Okay, what was the file I exported to you as? Because I thought that was...
An MP4. So I have no idea. Maybe it's because it's too big. That's what I'm assuming.
Might be. I mean, it was, what, a gig and some change, so...
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's why. Most likely it's that.
Yeah, Rogue Legacy is... So, if you'll bear with me here for a second. Do you guys know what Hot Pepper Gaming is?
Yes.
Maybe.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Well, Wumbo, Hot Pepper Gaming is essentially you eat typically a habanero, but they've done all sorts of peppers.
Actually,
and then
that's a YouTube channel, right?
Right, and then you review
yeah. Now I know who these people are.
Right. Now, back in the day, this would have been 2013. I was a die-hard Markiplier fan. Like, that was my YouTuber. And this is back before he had 1 million subs, way before that. I came onto the Markiplier train around 300,000 or 400,000, right around there. Right. But anyway, he was, I want to say their first, if not their second guest on Hot Pepper Gaming. He was one of the first people to ever do it.
Okay.
And so I found them from Markiplier. And his game he reviewed was Rogue Legacy. And I saw it, I was like, oh wow, that looks really fun, it looks really awesome, and I should play that. And then never got around to it. But then I eventually found it in the Steam sale, and I was like, okay, I remember a year ago or whatever. When I saw Markiplier play this. So I bought it on sale. It was great. I popped it in. And I died about 12 seconds into my first life. And then maybe 15 seconds. And then probably 12 seconds again.
What do you do in this game?
So the premise is you begin as a great warrior. And you go through the game, and you're investigating this castle. And the object is to find the deep treasures that this castle holds. And it is incredibly hard, and you'll probably die almost instantly. And then you die, and your child will inherit your legacy, and they'll take the loot and the treasure and your armor and your abilities from you, and they'll move forward and carry the torch. And every time you die, you have a new kid, and the kids all have different names and different traits and abilities, and some are good at some things, and others are good at others. So the whole point of the game is to die and to bring up a new generation that can succeed you, basically.
Wow, that's really interesting.
Yeah.
And obviously this game is made intentionally hard for that part, you know.
Right, it's unbelievably difficult. And then eventually, if you get enough armor and runes and you upgrade your stuff enough through the money you found in the castle, eventually you'll beat the castle and then a forest unlocks. And you beat the forest and then this heaven unlocks. And you beat the heaven and then hell unlocks. And then you beat all 4 of those and...
You go to purgatory.
Well, no, you go to the center throne room of the castle again, and then someone's waiting for you there. It's pretty much the only spoiler the game has, so I'm not going to tell you. But the game comes full... I don't want to say anything. But the game comes full circle very, very nicely, I will say that.
Okay.
It's not story-emphasized at all. It is very, very fun. It is very, very hard. You will die a lot. That's kind of the point. It almost encourages you to die, because you can't upgrade while you're alive. You have to die to go through the upgrade process. So... You have to upgrade your new guys. If you get 2,000 coins, it doesn't matter. Your current guy is not going to benefit from that at all.
Okay.
Let me see. I'm trying to think. It's very, very colorful, beautiful animations. Going back to what Miles and I were talking about a minute ago, I think you were away from your mic, Wumbo. But Ori and the Blind Forest, you can take 2 looks at that, and it's so obvious how much the people that were working on it loved it. They were just clearly in love with what they were doing.
The amount of passion that they put into it and the amount of work really shows. And
absolutely. And this game is right on par with that. I mean, like, just the attention to detail. Like, there's dozens, if not hundreds, of traits that each of your children could possibly have. So, for example, you could be dyslexic. And if your person's dyslexic, all the words on the screen, the order will be changed. And, like, of the letters.
I know how you feel there.
Right. Or you could be colorblind and it's black and white. Or you could only see in 2D, and so the animations are only in 2D instead of 3D.
That's very interesting.
That's actually really cool.
Right, or they're nostalgic, so they see everything through like a 1940s movie lens tint. And there's all these just random things, or hypergonadism, like you knock people really far, or gigantism, where you're bigger and buffer than you normally would be, and just all of these things. And then there's also maybe 24 different classes. So like the Lich, you start off with low base health, and the more enemies you kill, the higher your base health gets. And the Paladin, who's basically just a normal hero, and then you have like, the Barbarian. Right, and then like the Barbarian Queen, she's like a tank. She can take all this damage, and she has way more health than most characters. And just, there's so much variation. They all just, like, it's almost like it's kind of cringeworthy, but the game just wants you so desperately to love it, like you just can't help but to.
Huh. Okay.
But it's incredibly difficult, and it's probably the hardest game I've ever beaten because I loved it so much. I really just sat down and put like 30 hours into it one week and finally beat it.
How much is this game, and is it on Mac?
Let me see. Hang on. We're going to the Steam
I'm
store
sorry
page.
to put you on the spot, man.
No, you're good, man. Don't worry about it.
I turned off Steam from my computer just for the sake of.
It is $14.99, and it is on Mac.
Okay. If it's on a sale, I'll check it out.
Yeah, it's very, very good.
Is this game influenced by anything?
I mean, I noticed the art style is kind of, sort of, 16-bit, 32-bit-ish. Like the models look like that.
Even the title, it's supposed to be a roguelike game, like even right down to the title.
Yeah.
So obviously, early stuff, Castlevania and Metroid and all that. It's very much in the same vein as a lot of those, but it's
taking reference to a lot of NES and and Nintendo games that are extremely hard and complete bullshit, which we will get into one of them eventually. Once I have a lot to say about that game.
Oh, yeah. I think I know. Yes, we know. I'm sorry
to interrupt you, Mistel.
No, you're fine, man. But one thing it does really, really well, one is just the gameplay loop of kill things, get gold, use the gold to buy new stuff so that your next child will have a better chance of succeeding. It does that really, really well, and, it's so easy, perhaps more than any other game I've ever played, it's so easy to get in that, just one more life mentality. You always want to do just one more life, just one more life, just one more life. And
you have unlimited lives in this, right?
You have unlimited lives, and the more children you have, now the problem is, here's the caveat. You get gold. That's the currency.
Yeah.
Every time
when you die.
So here's the thing.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good, man. Don't worry about it. Let's say I have Sir John, and Sir John gets 1,000 gold in the castle, and then he dies. And then Sir Luke is his child, and so Sir Luke comes up, and he's my next hero. I can spend that 1,000 gold, and I can spend that however I see fit. I could spend that on gear. I could spend that on magic runes. I could spend that on character upgrades. I can spend it on any of that. When I go back into the castle, I have to give Charon, who guards it, all my gold. So you can't stockpile gold. When you go into the castle, you have to give up whatever you have left.
Oh, okay.
So it's incentive. You need to spend as much of it as you possibly can because you're going to lose it all when you go back into the castle.
Okay.
That said, there is a character upgrade you can get so you can lower that. So instead of having to pay him all my gold, I could have to pay him 90% or 80%. Eventually, you can max that out so you only have to pay half your gold when you go into the castle.
All right, that's a lot better.
Right. So it's harder to stockpile.
I understand why they put that in there to begin with, so you can't just grind.
Exactly. And then the other thing with that is every time you die, the cost of everything goes up by 10 gold.
Really?
Right.
Huh.
So, theoretically, you can die 200-300 times if you want to, but upgrades are going to be so expensive, it's going to be very, very difficult for you to make any progress.
All right, then.
Yeah, but it's really addictive, it's really beautiful. It just makes you want to love it, and I absolutely fell in love with this game. So there's almost no emphasis on story, so it's really strange for me to like a game that does that. But I would highly, highly recommend it. So.
Okay. And, you also put Metal Gear Solid 5 as... It's a game that obviously has a big story behind it, but has a really good gameplay, in it.
So I haven't played a Metal Gear game. I know the story of Metal Gear, but I haven't really sat down and played one start to finish, apart from Ground Zeroes and Phantom Pain. But...
I could loan you my copy of one, man.
I don't have a PS... I don't have a PlayStation, though. That's the problem.
Ew.
But, pretty much the consistent criticism for Phantom Pain was that it doesn't have a Metal Gear story. It's really, really fun from gameplay, but it doesn't have that Metal Gear moment that a lot of people were waiting for.
Long cutscenes, a lot of philosophical stuff, some confusing stuff about our society and American society and so on and so forth. Which
exactly.
I understand why Kojima wanted to take a break with that, because people were starting to get really confused with the story, and I'm glad that he did something different with the story instead of just doing the exact... And also, he also told me about the ending, too, which obviously it won't spoil, but,
Right. Well, and yeah, I was just... Phantom Pain and Rogue Legacy are... Phantom Phantom Pain definitely makes my top 10. I don't know if Rogue Legacy does. It's pretty close if it doesn't. But there's two games.
Number 11.
Right, yeah. But it's like those are two games that are two of my favorite games of all time, neither of which are very strong on story. And almost all the others on my list are very strong on story, except for, like Pokemon Fire Red.
Well, not every game has to be, has to have this amazing story, as long as the gameplay is extremely good, too. Like, for example, the best example I can think of is Mario and Sonic, especially, because the story isn't exactly the most important thing, it's the gameplay, it's the execution,
Absolutely, and, basically what I'm getting at is I'm a story whore, through and through. If you have a good story, I'm probably going to like your game. But if me, who arguably values story above anything else in a video game, really loves Rogue Legacy, which for all intents and purposes has no story at all, that's a testament to how good it is. So,
Okay.
If I can fall in love with it, I promise you can too.
It definitely looks interesting, and I would like to check this game out,
Yeah.
We have about 4 minutes left on Rogue Legacy, so.
Okay. You can skip forward to your game if you want. I think I've pretty much said all I want to. But.
Alright. Give me a second, I'm going to pause that.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm hot. Alright, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. A wonderful little game. A game that the Angry Video Game Nerd has reviewed in the past, in which I first heard about this game, thanks to the Angry Video Game Nerd. Ninja Gaiden 2. I don't have Ninja Gaiden 1 or 3, but I have heard that Ninja Gaiden 3 is the hardest of the bunch. For one reason in particular. Limited continues.
Oh, yikes.
Oh, no.
This is one of those bullshit games, intentionally made to be bullshit, too, by the way. Back in the, in the Contra Castlevania games, where games were made to be extremely hard.
Sure.
And there's many reasons, many reasons why this game is extremely difficult. Reason number one, and probably the one of the most obvious reasons, enemies respawn way too fast and way too often. Immediately if you kill them, and if you go off screen, if you go back, you'll see that these guys will just immediately pop up out of nowhere. And also the knockback is fucking horrible, especially right next to corners.
Yikes.
It does have great music though, and graphics for the time do look pretty good for what they are. So there is that. This game is by all means not horrible because of its difficulty. It's still a good game, just it's extremely difficult, and you have to be have to be in that mindset to play it.
Sure.
It does actually have a really good, for the time, it actually has a pretty interesting story. It actually has cutscenes in a game that came out in 1989.
Wow.
On the Nintendo, which is interesting.
Yeah, it is.
The basic story of this game, though, is Ryu, not Ryu from Street Fighter. Ryu has to save his girl that got kidnapped. That's the basic gist of it. But the cutscenes are extremely well done.
I was going to say, welcome to every video game ever. Like the premise.
I know, but the cutscenes are actually pretty well done for the time, so...
Yeah.
That 12 FPS.
It doesn't really look like there's 12 FPS on the stream.
I don't know.
I'm asking that just to be sure.
12 FPS. I don't know how I would. If anything, it's 30 FPS for all I know.
Yeah, it's saying that it is 30 FPS on the on OBS. That's why. If the stream looks choppy, that's what I'm asking, because I don't want that to happen.
The stream looks fine. I'm just saying,
and again,
in terms of cutscenes, because when I think of cutscenes, I think of animation, and when I think of animation, I think of 24 frames per second or 12 frames.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Well, and again, Wumbo,
if
you've fed it into Premiere and you've exported it, then it's probably the export's frame rate and not the original footage, so who actually knows what the real frame rate is?
Okay.
Ooh, that beautiful 6 FPS.
I mean, right, it's the thing, right? You can take a 240p video, and you can render it in 1080p. It's still going to look like 240p, but technically the export is 1080p.
Yeah, that's what I tried to do with the earlier episodes of the Gaming Etc. podcast. But now it's actually at 480p, and it looks decent, and you actually can read the reports.
Right.
It's a podcast. It's meant to be heard, isn't it?
Yeah, but some people want to read whatever the hell we're talking about, or see the gameplay, or whatever, or watch the video that we're watching at the very end.
Mm-hmm.
Going back on this, I can't get past like level 4 in this game, and there's 6 levels.
Hey, you're almost there. You're over halfway.
This game is bullshit. Pure bullshit. The controls are also, if you haven't seen the gameplay, you jump on walls to move back and forth, and sometimes it's extremely difficult to control going up. It takes a little while to get used to. And level 2 in particular, which you are right here, there's this wind part that keeps fucking me over. And I'm very rusty with this game too, so I kept dying. Usually I die by level 3, but level 2 in particular really fucked me over in this recording session.
So, you recorded this gameplay?
Yeah, I recorded this gameplay. Except for some reason, there's this weird thing that's been going off. The audio in Game Capture HD's, not syncing up to the gameplay, so I gotta fix something.
I was gonna say, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Wumbo, I believe you said you've beaten 3 of the 6 levels, correct?
Yeah.
I believe Bon Jovi said it best when they said, "Whoa, we're halfway there." I feel like that pretty accurately describes your time with Ninja Gaiden 2 so far. Anyway,
yeah. Sorry. For what I've heard about Ninja Gaiden, the first Ninja Gaiden, the level 6 is complete bullshit, and there is no continues. You have to start from the very beginning.
Oh wow.
So that's what I'm assuming for. I just fucking jump off there. For this game, don't quote me on that. Take that with a grain of salt. But yeah, this is the wind part that keeps fucking me over.
In its defense, though, I mean, a lot of older games were like that, and it quickly became...
Contra, Castlevania...
Right, and it quickly became, make sure, don't just beat level 1, make it muscle memory, so you can do it without thinking. And then
I know why they did it, too, because...
Right, it's like, eventually you get to a point where you can just play it so proficiently, it's not that punishing. Eventually, work on doing that with 5 and 6, but if you can get the earlier ones mastered, then it's not quite so punishing when you have no continues, because you know what to do.
Yeah, that's what I kept, this game has unlimited continues, by the way, so that's a good thing.
Gotcha.
God damn, I can jump. I thought that little platform I could jump on, because, like I said, you could grab on walls, too, and sometimes it can be very shitty.
Mm.
And, you can't crawl back on top of a wall. You have to jump. How can I explain this? You have to jump. You have to use the wall jump to jump back up. And the wall jump, you jump in in a different direction.
So you grab a wall and then jump towards the adjacent wall.
Yes, but if there isn't a wall there, then you're jumping down a pit.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Metroid, this is not.
Yeah. I know that I guess the reason why I did this is to add more replayability, because there's only 6 levels.
Yeah,
so
makes sense.
It does make sense, but still, this game is brutal.
Yeah. But what are those 6 levels? Is it 6 levels of fun or 6 levels of frustration?
It's, I guess, both, if you're really into this type of game. I think I bought this game for about $7, so, yeah.
Well, it's like, going back to Rogue Legacy, right?
Yeah.
Like, all you have to do in Rogue Legacy is beat 5 bosses, and then you beat the game. That's it.
This game you have to beat 6 bosses and go through a bunch of bullshit.
So it's like, the actual quota of what you have to do in a game to beat it doesn't really affect the length at all. What is it?
It's just memorization of what's going to come up, and what you should do, and how you should do it, and if there's any health pickups here, or power-ups that you want, or, in this case, ammo.
You could ostensibly have 1 level in a game where all you have to do is kill 1 boss, and it could still totally be 10 hours. Just it's kind of irrelevant to the game's length how many quote-unquote levels or bosses it has.
Well, there's a really good going back to Angry Video Game Nerd, there's his Back to the Future episode. He did mention this one game, Back to the Future Part 3, where the first level is intentionally extremely difficult, so to add replayability, because there's only 4 levels in that game.
Right. Yeah, and I think that's cool. I think it's weird that we get into this notion of, there needs to be 12 levels, and they all need to be 1 hour apiece.
But this was a game that was released in the 90s and only had 4 levels, and they're very short. So, except for the first level, that's extremely difficult. So, yeah, I think they did that just to add replayability.
But how many hours have you put into this game so far?
I have no clue.
10, maybe?
Most likely.
Okay.
Like, if it takes you 15 hours to beat this game, let's just say, even if you could go back now and do it in an hour, I still say that's a 15-hour game, you know?
Yeah. Okay.
So.
What did you have fun playing the game? I guess that's what matters most. Like what?
I did have fun at some points, but I was aware of the difficulty of this game, and I was frustrated at some points, especially in this recording session when the wind kept fucking me over. You know.
And Miles hits on a really good point there. It's just something that's way more relevant is, did you enjoy it? And if that's true, then it could be 20 minutes or it could be 20 hours. It's kind of really
exactly.
relevant.
It's the presentation of the game, and going back to Ori and the Blind Forest. Like, do you really enjoy this?
Absolutely.
I guess it's about the gameplay, the presentation of the game. Is this game really just cheap, intentionally cheap, or just a product of its time? You know, like other games are doing this shit, so why don't we make our game extremely difficult?
Right.
I have two games to compare it to. Is it Bloodborne or is it Ghosts and Goblins?
Ghosts and Goblins, because, 80s.
Yeah, I'm also just in general, like, for games, like, do you want it to be, like, when you compare a game, when you make it, you have to realize, do you want it to be, like, you don't want to just have a hard game. You want to have a game that's challenging, but it's worth, like, it gives you a sense of accomplishment, not frustration.
Definitely. And this game is certainly frustrating, I know that. But I guess it does, any game really, hopefully feels accomplishing to beating it, unless it's, like, extremely easy or just feels like, or if the games are really crappy, you know?
Sure.
Like, did you feel any accomplishment by beating, let me think, Sonic 06?
The ball puzzle.
Fuck that. Did you glitch through the wall?
Heck no.
Fuck that part.
I think that's one of the great things about video games, though. Is like, I can't tell you how many times I've sat in a room for an hour and a half with this one stupid puzzle that you try every which way, but that feeling when you finally get it, it's like, there's not really anything else like it.
Life doesn't
God,
matter.
That's so cheap. One thing I also have to mention, too, the enemy placement is fucking terrible, too. Like, if you can see right here, there's a parrot right there that can knock you down a cliff because there's knockback in this game.
Oh.
I feel this game can be cheap sometimes.
Knockback.
Yeah, knockback.
Yeah. And a lot of that may have been, hey, it's 1989, and, we have budget constraints, so how do we make this game longer without actually adding anything?
Exactly.
We'd add something. Turned out
Right.
to be a parrot.
I guess. Well, and that's just a product of its time. You can't really fault them for that too much.
True, but... Yeah. Well, have you ever heard of Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels?
Oh,
No, I haven't.
But, Miles, you have.
Yeah.
Miyamoto intentionally made that game difficult just for the sake of, for players who pretty much mastered the first game.
Mm-hmm. Wait, so is this a full game that got released?
Yes, this is a game that got... I'm playing this on my NES right now. Or not right now, but... Not right now, but...
The original Super Mario Brothers 2.
Oh,
okay.
That got released in Japan, but it did not get released in America until many years later.
And then Johnny reviewed it in his special censored mode.
Some call me Johnny if some people don't know who we're talking about. Watch him. He's reviewing Metal Gear games, and it's enjoyable.
Crazy.
Yeah, Nostal. He's reviewing a bunch of Metal Gear games, so...
Metal
What?
Gear.
He just did Metal Gear Solid 4 in under 30
Everyone's
minutes.
favorite Metal Gear game.
He did the review in under 30 minutes. That's surprising.
Oh my god.
He did a review in under 30 minutes?
Yeah.
Why is that surprising?
Because that game is 8 hours of fucking cutscenes.
So is Phantom Pain, but it doesn't take me 30 minutes to review it.
There's a lot of story to cover, that's why.
Alright, if your review is 30 minutes long, I'm sorry, but you got a whole lot of stuff in there you don't need. Like,
It's
let's
Metal Gear.
60%
Of course, there's a bunch of stuff to talk about.
let's compare it.
Yeah.
He reviewed Sonic 06 and it took
That
him
was an
long.
hour long.
I haven't played Sonic, so I can't speak towards that.
Sonic 06 is not very good in story. He just ranted is pretty much what he did.
Oh,
That
well,
was
okay.
enjoyable.
So to be fair, I feel like there's a difference between a rant and a review. I feel like those are... Okay. That's acceptable. A rant, don't think necessarily has a ceiling on it. I think you can rant for, frankly, as long as you want. If people will watch, then, more power to you. But I think to be a review, you can't go any longer than 10 minutes, I feel like.
No. Well, I mean, it depends on if it's interesting, if the person's who's...
He does do skits.
Yeah, he does do skits.
I feel like just for my personal definition, anything longer than 10 minutes is a rant, in my opinion.
Okay. One thing I want to mention about this, again, a lot of enemies can easily gang up on you, and, you're helpless when you're getting hit. And there's only, a certain amount of frames that, are, you can't get hit. But there's a lot of enemies can easily gang up on you and lose health. Also, each level has its own gimmick, I guess. The first level doesn't really have a gimmick, but in this level, second level has the wind. Third level, right here, it turns dark because of the lightning. And it turns dark, and there's you can't see platforms.
Gotcha.
Best way I'm putting it. I know that's shitty grammar, but
no, you're good.
At least the game has variety. It has a gimmick to it. And it has what's going to happen in this next level, or so on and so forth.
That sounds like some Superman 64 shit, where the fog is there because Lex Luthor made it. I don't know about that, but no, I'm just kidding.
Oh god, don't even mention that game. Fuck that game.
Yeah.
Ugh.
The internet agrees with you, Wumbo.
For once, the internet agrees with Wumbo.
Woo!
Yeah, the gameplay's over. Alright. Gameplay is...
if you had to give that, and we don't usually do this, but I'm just curious.
A rating.
Yeah, if you had to give it a rating, what would you give it?
I guess a 6.5 out of 10 or 7 out of 10.
Okay.
It's an enjoyable game, but it's certainly cheap. It's certainly cheap, and does have some good music, good graphics for the time, I guess.
Okay.
Good presentation for the cutscenes, especially, because you don't usually see cutscenes. The gameplay is fine, just, extremely cheap. Enemy placement is shit. So, yeah. You have to be, it's like Dark Souls, you have to expect this game is going to be extremely difficult.
Sure. That's kind of what you're going in for, though.
Like Contra,
Yeah.
Alright. Well, been going on for about 2 hours now. This is going to be wonderful editing.
We have been going for closer to 2.5 than 2 hours.
Really? Okay. Alright. I'm going to pull out the video now.
Sounds like a plan, Stan the Man.
Say you're watching TV and...
No.
Hey, so full disclosure, when people said Stan the Man, I always thought that they were talking about Stan Lee.
Oh.
Okay.
Because, in my opinion, that's the only Stan the Man that matters.
Turns
out Stan the Man is also some sort of sports guy, but I don't really know.
Really? I always
really?
thought
I never heard of that.
Apparently. That's just, I don't know.
YouTube capture.
Stay.
Okay.
Making pancakes.
Pick it in and put it in a pancake.
Stanley Frank Stan Musial, nicknamed Stan the Man, was an American Major League Baseball outfielder and first baseman. He spent 22 seasons playing for the St. Louis Cardinals from 1941 to 1945 and in 1946 to 1963. That is a whole lot of years.
That's being devoted to baseball.
Nice job, Stan the Man, but you're still not as good as Stanley.
Shut up.
He's probably dead. Whoops, that's probably something I shouldn't say. But hey, I'm sorry, but Stan Lee, I care way more about Stan Lee than some freaking baseball player.
Yeah, okay. Given 20 years of baseball, though, that's some devotion. And for Stan Lee
gave his life to comics, Wombo.
Yeah, that I can't really argue with that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Got your video ready?
I'm in the process of getting my video ready.
Still on Manifest Destiny. What the heck?
I remember, I don't know, an hour ago when that was really, really offensive, and now it's just late enough where we're all just laughing at it.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Videos of the week. Open link. Exit out of that tab. Pause the video. Make sure it's at the highest resolution, which incidentally is 240p.
Yeah, the highest resolution for this one is 20. This is an old commercial for a very old game system.
That's okay. I scrolled the little red dot all the way to the left, so it's on the first frame, and I'm ready to play it when you guys are.
Same here.
Alright, gonna hit play in 5. Oh, wait, somebody's here. Waffle Green says, yay.
Waffle C Greens in the chat. Thank you so much for being here. We're towards the end of tonight's.
You guys didn't listen to me.
I'm sorry. There were things going on. There were Stan Lee references being made.
I'm sorry, Waffles, we didn't...
Waffles, we love you. Thank you so much.
That is an awesome username, by the way, Waffles. Love
Waffles I met at my Five Nights at Freddy's World stream, and Waffles is a pretty cool person.
That's cool.
Waffles, your senpai noticed you first.
You know, Miles, you can go eat a bucket of shit and get the hell out of here. No, I'm just kidding, Miles. Miles, I love you. Miles,
if this was a Galacticast, that would be censored.
Miles, don't go. Please, Miles, I'm sorry. I messed up. No, I'm sorry.
I just love everyone to go.
Miles, I love you.
I love you too.
Oh my god. Okay.
But, and just throwing this out there, if you want to eat a bucket of shit, that's your prerogative. You can do that. That's your right as an American citizen.
When you run out of combos for the McView, just array them.
Well, it's McDonald's, so what do you expect?
Because you two are some of my closest friends, and because Waffles is the only person in the chat right now, I can tell you that my next episode of the McView, I'm taking a Reese's McFlurry and I'm putting 2 baked apple pies in it.
Oh,
yum.
So we're gonna start combining items occasionally.
That is,
Yeah, I can't wait to do that one. I'm really, really excited.
All right.
Wait, so the McDonald's came back?
Huh?
Yeah, you said the McDonald's disappeared. Or Ryan said.
Yeah.
So in the grand canon of the McView, we're not really sure. We kind of have a slightly different premise every single episode we do. So I can't really tell you what's going on with McDonald's. I don't really know. For fear of contradicting our own canon, I have no idea.
So it's about as contradictory as Metal Gear.
It's more or less as contradictory as Metal Gear. Yeah.
Okay. Or in particular, Metal Gear Solid 4.
Well, because and this is kind of peeling behind the veil a little bit, but Ryan doesn't sit in on my episodes. I don't sit in on his episodes, so we don't see them until they're actually edited.
Okay.
So there's not any sort of pre-production meeting of okay, so this is what the restaurant is right now, and this is the story, and this is where it feeds into the overall plot. We just kind of jump into it. But anyway. All right, I am ready for this commercial whenever you, lovely gentlemen.
All right, in a 5, a 4, a 3, a 2, a 1. This is a very interesting one.
Say you're watching TV and this guy says...
It's CDI, friends, the next generation CD player that works with your TV.
And you'd say...
But I have a CD player.
And your mom
this is a game system from Philips called the Philips CDI.
Works with your television.
You'd probably feel pretty down and maybe even
Harrison Ford.
like you'd already experienced the ultimate in games, movies, music, and more.
Trust me, Dave, I know about this CDI stuff. Now get into CDI starting at $2.99.
What the fuck is this shit?
You sent this to us. What did?
So if that went on TV,
the point of this is to watch that commercial. So
if that went on TV today, it would have, I'm gonna say, 12 sexual harassment lawsuits pending. That's my conservative estimate.
With Harrison Ford also filing for sexual harassment.
Harrison Ford might have been the best thing about that commercial. For the full 6 frames that he was in it.
Yeah, the CDI was a game system that sold very poorly.
Small wonder.
Small wonder, yeah. It had a lot of education games, edutainment games. It could play movies, actually. A certain special disc in 1994, which was interesting.
So that was pre-DVD era.
Pre-DVD era. But still...
So, what would that have been? What movies were on discs in 1994?
I recently ran into, at a swap meet, actually, there was this one lady who had, a bunch of CDI stuff. She was selling them for overpriced because, this is a rare game system. But, it had a special disc, specific type of disc that you had to put in that said CDI, Silence of the Lambs, or CDI, Harrison Ford movie.
So it was their own proprietary disc?
Yes, it was.
That's interesting.
Before DVD, of course. And then when DVD came out, this was pretty much outdated. But then again, this wasn't really popular to begin with, so...
This was an early CD, so I'm not sure, but a CD nowadays has 700 megabytes on it.
Uh-huh. And of course, this system is most famous for the Zelda CDI games and the Mario CDI games.
Right.
Do you want to watch the cutscenes to those?
I mean, we made it this far, might as well.
Fuck it, yeah. I'm gonna look it up right now.
Making pancakes.
Making pancakes.
Excuse me, but before Cartoon Network actually copyrights us.
Okay.
If Cartoon Network wants to come flag Gaming Etc. Podcast Episode 5 for copyright because we sung an Adventure Time song for maybe 10 seconds, they are more than welcome to.
Pendleton Ward just comes by, he's like, whoa, everybody stop right here, that's copyright.
In terms of attention this podcast gets, if we got sued by Cartoon Network for copyright, that would be the best thing that ever happened to us. So
that would be awesome. Yeah, because we don't really... By the way, who's ever watching this, Waffles, of course, send it to people, you know? I really would like to get attention. I mean, this is extremely fun to do, just, you know.
This is a ton of fun.
This is a ton of fun.
This is completely my own opinion, and I'm just throwing this out here. You guys don't have to agree with me, and Wumbo, you and I haven't talked about this at all.
Okay.
But with how the first 5 weeks of this podcast have gone, I am thinking it may make more sense for our medium to do a non-live version of this.
Really?
As in, we don't stream it on Twitch, because it seems like it gets more attention on YouTube anyway.
Okay.
And then I'm not dead set on that. If you want to keep streaming it, I'm more than happy to. But in terms of the reaction, how many people we've had coming and things like that, I think it might make more sense to do this. We don't stream it, we just upload it.
All right.
So that's something we have to talk about. Again, I'm not dead set on that. That's just kind of where my heart is right now. But
plus, it would be easier to, you know, stuff wouldn't cut out and stuff. You know.
Right. Well, and again, like when Waffles and Digitally Jen and people like that come in here, it's awesome. But in terms of views, we typically don't get very many people in here during the streams. So
we don't have Easy here. That fucking bitch. He usually comes. So
Easy. So I met Easy. I want to say over at twitch.tv/kindoffunnygames, and that's a great community over there. And they're doing a 12-hour fundraiser today. Jesus. So my guess, and I could find out if I really wanted to, is that Easy is over there.
Okay.
So that would be my guess.
All right. I sent you guys a link in the...
I did get it.
I'm in the process of opening that link.
Okay. So the Zelda CDI games, let me explain the CDI. The CDI was originally a CD add-on to the Super Nintendo, but things fell through and, you know, stuff didn't happen. The same thing happened with Sony, and they did it, and things fell through, and Sony eventually made the PlayStation. So, yeah.
The superior system.
But, Philips still had a license to Nintendo characters, so they made some Nintendo games.
Okay. I think you and I had a conversation about this quite some time ago.
So, and these games are considered some of the worst games ever, or the worst cutscenes ever.
Are they so bad that they're good?
Yeah. Nostalgia, do you have it right?
I am good to go when you lovely people are.
Alright.
Are we watching the full 9 minutes?
We could cut. I could just tell you guys to stop if you want, but...
Okay. Alright, I'll say it. 3, 2, 1, go.
Zelda, Duke Onkled is under attack by the evil...
Hit the middle mouse button instead of the right mouse button.
To aid him.
But Father, what if something happens to you?
I'll take the Triforce of Courage to protect me. You don't hear from me in a month. Send Link.
Impa? Don't worry, Zelda. The Triforce of Wisdom promises that...
This looks like it was made in MS Paint.
I think MS Paint existed around this time, so...
I'm so hungry, I could eat an Octorok.
I'm not saying that as an I'm not saying that as an insult. I literally think this was made in MS Paint.
A whole month gone, and still no word.
The animation is so fucking terrible.
I will look at this animation when I go to CalArts, and I will look at this as a guide of what not to do.
Still later.
Later still.
Or later. Shut up.
Wumbo has dyslexia. They're going to Gamelon, guys.
But they just repeated the same cutscene.
They're going to Gamelon. They're taking the hobbits to Gamelon. Gamelon. Gamelon? Gamelon. I don't know.
Sorry, Zelda. Not
So, like, these people look creepy.
I'm not using gay as a derogatory term there. I'm using it as the homosexual term. I literally think that is the gayest cashier I've ever seen in my life.
Like, all these people look creepy, right?
Yeah. Here, take this chroma key green shroud and be on your way.
Oh my god, this... I think I remember this one. Look at her... Look at her fucking eyes!
Oh god. I think that one's hat. What? This animation doesn't even make sense. She's just all over the background.
Oh.
Nice jump over the Goma pit. Here, have a
Wait,
drink.
that's not even where the ocean is.
She just scooped water out of a rock. What
Really?
Ah!
Whoa.
There's a fisherman trapped on dry land? I wonder what he'll do.
Look, I got a new job.
I thought he was about to take off his pants.
Oh, that's...
Bring a heat crystal. I'll fix it.
Hang
I don't want to
on,
bring a heat crystal to this guy.
Can we stop to observe the fact that the fisherman was fishing inside of the dead carcass of an animal?
You never know.
And now we have a mummy.
Frankly, the mummy's not my chief concern at the moment.
It's probably the most realistic, or the least disturbing thing we've seen so far.
Hey, look, they beat the mummy by covering him with the chroma key green thing, so they could just edit him out in Premiere.
Thanks.
There are so many animation things that I would just want to very clearly point out.
That's the spirit.
I don't doubt it. This looks pretty bad.
If you want a bit more punch. You're back. Now give me your gloves. Hey! Don't worry. Here. A power glove. Great.
A power glove?
A power glove?
NES reference right there. So yeah, overall, I'm gonna stop this. Only 3 minutes in. 3, 2, 1, stop.
This is crazy.
The fuck? Ugh. Yeah, that was certainly a thing.
That was definitely something.
I guess I'll talk to you a little bit afterward to, see if we should still stream these or not, because... Yeah, you're right. And it would be easier for us.
And, again,
my
I
Wi-Fi situation, too.
Right, and again, I want to totally put this out there. I'm not saying I don't enjoy streaming these. Like, I'm not remotely set on that. If you want to keep streaming these, I'm totally okay with that. That's kind of where my brain is at right now, is it might make more sense to not do them live. But it's completely up to you, man. This is your baby, so.
Okay. Alright. Better just end it off tonight. It is 10:30, or 10:30 our time. Alright. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Waffles. Thank you, Deja Jen, for coming in here very briefly. Thank you, Miles, for coming on.
No problem at all.
Definitely awesome for you to come.
It was very fun, actually.
So, Miles, it's legal now. You want to just, marry me and we can just get it over with?
Yes, I have no problem as to what your life partner Ryan has to say.
I mean, we're life partners, but we're not married, so.
But life partners implies you know.
I mean, we're partners for life, but we never really tied the knot, if you know what I mean.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, we've had sex, we just haven't, tied the knot.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Well, at least you're not a virgin.
Right.
Unlike me.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that one, though.
Yeah, I know.
So seriously, we're doing this VidCon thing, right? Like, that's happening?
Yeah, that would actually be pretty cool.
Because I said it, and I was like, hey, I'm joking. And then I said, wait a minute, no, I'm not. I'm not joking. I would really like to do this. And then
I would too.
Okay, we should absolutely do that.
Yes.
Yeah, we're not far from Anaheim, so.
Okay.
Definitely.
Yeah, tickets are starting to sell out, so we couldn't do it this year. That's why I said 2016. But, that'd be awesome. Just, rent a hotel and everything.
Yeah, haven't been in Anaheim in a little while, but yeah, definitely check it out.
Okay. Good stuff.
Alright, thank you, wonderful, wonderful people for watching. And if you're watching this on YouTube afterward, that would be really cool. Subscribe to me, follow Nostal, follow me, follow Miles on his YouTube channel. He has over 100 subscribers. Follow Apollo Media. I'll probably put a video or an annotation at the very end of this. Cause,
Miles, what's your YouTube?
MilesEricPrower.
Am I subscribed to you?
I don't know. Are you?
I don't know. Let's find out.
I don't know.
MilesEricPrower. Oh, wow, you really are over 100. You have 101. You are literally over 100. That is awesome. Miles, you now have 102 subscribers.
Yeah.
Yay!
And you have 13,149 views. That is not too shabby.
He used to do a bunch of Sonic gameplay stuff.
It's over the course of 5 years, so...
Okay, is this you in the 100 subscriber announcement thing?
Yes.
I did not remotely picture that's what you looked like.
Aw.
That's not a bad thing at all. That is not at all what I
thought he was a big fat guy with a bunch of pimples on his face.
No, not at all. How do I say this? How do I say this without being incredibly racist?
Oh, no.
Miles, Miles, I love you, and I pictured you kind of as a shrimpy little 6-year-old white kid. I don't know why.
No,
but that was my thing. Turns out you're not.
17-year-old Mexican.
Miles, I am so sorry. I hope I didn't offend you. I just totally pictured you different.
Are you triggered, Miles? Are you triggered?
I am not triggered. I love Michelle.
I'm just having flashbacks back to Nom.
I'm so triggered right now.
Just triggered.
You know what I'm referencing, right?
Yes, I know what you're referencing.
Fuck Tumblr, by the way.
No, I don't know why I'm weird, but I like, even when I'm talking to someone online, to be able to picture their face. I'm like, oh, that's who this person is. I know them. I haven't met them in real life, but I know them. So it's nice to be able to put a face to the voice and the Twitter handle. So. Yeah.
I just like to imagine your profile picture for whenever I look at the Nostalgia or the new one.
Sure.
The very serious businessman. Yeah. I own this. This is my business.
So three out of the 7 days of the week I look like that, and the other 4 my hood is as low as it could possibly be, and I'm just I don't want to talk to you. You don't want to talk to me. It's totally fine. We can just move through this day parallel. We don't have to have our paths cross at any point. That's fine. But yeah, so. Yeah,
most of the time I don't even look like most of all. This is just how I look at that picture. Just how I look at home. Usually, sure. I'm usually wearing a jacket. I have my fedora on.
You're one of those guys. You wear the fedora.
Hipster.
And I usually have my backpack with 3 sketchbooks in there.
There you go. Okay. So you're the art kid. You are the art kid.
Yeah, he's doing a course at Cal Arts, which I should have really looked into, but a little bit too.
By the way. Before, I think you should know this. Have you heard of CISA?
Heard about it.
CISA.
Next month is the deadline to turn in everything and apply, and because you don't live a million miles away, you don't have to pay $5,000. You only have to pay $1,500. Hey, and there's financial aid.
Okay. I'm going to be ending it off right here because we're just talking about random stuff.
Hey, you know what? They were waiting for that CISA bit at the end, Wumbo, and I'll be damned if we're not going to give it to them. So.
Exactly.
All right.
Thank you, beautiful people, for watching, and next week, same bat time, same bat channel, hopefully, or maybe we'll change some things, I'm not sure. But that's about it. Thank you guys for watching, and yeah. Bye, guys.
We love you.
We love you, guys.
3, 2.
You and your beautiful faces and your beautiful clothes.